Boom. I think that worked.
Oh,
Aloha.
low.
Aloha snack bar. I think everything works. Let me just double, triple check some things that are stuff with people inside my face. Dashboard. Boom. Oh, nope, that blocks that. Okay. Let me put that right here. Boom, boom. All right, beautiful. I think that works. I gotta real time some stuff. James, can you give me a quick mic check?
Mic check.
Beautiful.
Mic check.
There he is.
Two.
He's a person. Good stuff. All right. Welcome to episode 4? Question mark. 4? Question mark. So much stuff has happened. Hold on. Let me turn off the fan. Fan was going. I'm pretty sure that was fun to listen to. Beautiful. What are we gonna talk about? We had got some Cash Patel stuff. Did he get confirmed, or did they push back against him?
As far as I've known, he's still pretty confirmed, but we can double check on that.
Cause he's an interesting bloke. He has a lot of interesting takes. Ugh. There we go. That's better. All right. Cash Patel. Yeah. I don't see anything different for him. What a wacky guy.
And man, I still can't believe it. I still can't believe this is where we're at now.
I mean, I think once QAnon lady got voted in by the people, I think that's when we were on that straight down to hell. Well, we could talk about the assassination. I guess it's not an attempt. It actually happened. The assassination. Or the event.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I can say that without getting something flagged somewhere. But I mean, fuck. It's one of those things where like morally, I think I'm against killing people that work jobs in general. If we're gonna take a surface level approach, go a layer deeper. You know, there's a CEO of a health insurance company that does stop many people from getting the actual health insurance they pay for. They do make a lot of wild fucking decisions, and that shit. The dude that shot him could have like a girlfriend or wife or child needs some sort of service. It got denied, and he went John Wick mode. You know, I mean, it's that shit happens every day. People don't talk about that enough at all. And when you are in the, I think there's a discrepancy of what a CEO actually can do or does, but you know, they still have some power in some ways of how they think they should move forward as a company. That's why they're hired on like that. Even though the board of directors are actually the people that make those final decisions, they're kind of like the actual big boss. You know, and I'm talking about Snake. It's one of those things. We don't know the situation yet. We don't know. Unfortunately, I have to know the story of why they did it for any like moral speaking to go on to it. But because I mean, you know, his family's kind of fucked. You know, they did lose a dad and husband and whatnot. But I mean, how many millions of family got fucked by United Healthcare? You know, it's like it's one of those situations where we have to confront reality. These big CEOs that are just swimming in money and making these fucked up decisions can't just keep doing that with no backlash, no one saying anything, no one doing anything. Like there has to be some sort of swing back from that. You know, people have to pay attention to that shit. Especially with Trump getting elected, a lot more people in business are gonna get targeted. People are tired of being poor and dying. It sucks. So now they're gonna feel some wrath, and Trump only inspires more hate and violence. We saw all those riots happen under Trump. COVID happened under Trump. Like we all forget, all that violence happened under Trump. Shit didn't happen under Biden. It didn't go down like that. That was all Trump. Minnesota was burning under Trump. People try to, and then at the time, you know, he promoted Walz. He said Walz did a good job, and all of a sudden Walz is a bad guy. But you know, that's how Trump does his thing. But this violence it's only the beginning. I feel like, in my opinion, that's at least my off the dome take. How do you feel about it?
I mean, unfortunately, the way things are looking and the way that the reaction it got was crazy because everyone's been celebrating it, and at that point, it pretty much tells you where everyone's mind is at. So if another attack this happens, people won't really shut an eye, which means that it's most likely gonna be a thing that can happen again without any real pushback. No one's gonna be like, oh no, this is a bad thing. If anything, they would probably join into it. So we'll see.
Yeah, the reactions have been. Oh man, I don't think I expected. I expected like most people to be like, oh, killing is bad. We shouldn't kill, etc., etc. But I mean, it has been like, fuck yeah, Rip Bozo, GG, fucking Snoop Dogg, 360 no scope dancing. Like, people have just celebrate like this was like a national holiday. Like, yeah, we got one. Like, but I mean that should show people the sentiment of like people are tired of getting fucked. They're
Absolutely.
tired of getting fucked over. We're tired of bad shit only happening to the poor people. We're tired of bad shit only happening to the working class people. Even middle class are getting fucked over. They're tired of it. And the top class of people making all these decisions. What the fuck, I mean, but it's also funny that that CEO got hit, but Dan Clancy's chilling. He's big chilling up, man. He's oh my goodness, Dan, we support you, my brother. Okay, go get him. Okay, but CEO is such a weird position, because it could mean if you were like the founding CEO, there's a lot more weight with that. But if you were hired on afterwards as a CEO after someone else got fired, there's less weight with that. But still, you are the driving. You're the face. You're the representation. You're the president of the company. So you're the person, good or bad, is gonna get the backlash if it comes or not. Like you're the guy that's driving. Like the Blizzard CEO after he stepped down from all of the fucking hardcore shit he was getting from all the money. He was like he bought a new boat or some shit when WoW was at its worst or something like that. Like it's like they don't. When you get to that point, you kind of stop caring about the decisions you're making, how they affect people, because at the end of the day, when you're done being CEO, you're just gonna go either be CEO of somewhere else or retire. Like once you hit like the CEO landscape, these guys don't go back down. You just become CEO somewhere else. Like you just, oh, I worked at this company for so many years as a CEO, and then you go, it is like the pinnacle of the corporate ladder, other than the board of directors. That's when you're fucking solid for life. But you get on the board, that's it. GG, you're gonna die there, it's we saw the response from Blue Cross. They renacted. Is that the word for it? Redacted. They reversed the decision. What was it about the? Do you remember exactly what it was?
Can't exactly remember, but I remember they said that they worded it wrong. That's their statement. They never said it reversed. They said, oh, it was worded wrong, so people had the misinterpretation.
Oh, it was a cap on anesthesia coverage. Okay. Yeah.
So if you read it, they'll talk about how it was like. It says it.
Oh, significant widespread misinformation surrounding the policy. Yeah. Okay. Yep. To be clear, it never was and never will be a policy of Anthem, Blue Cross Blue Shield to not pay for medically necessary anesthesia services. The company said the purpose of the policy was only designed to clarify the appropriateness of anesthesia consistent with well-established clinical guidelines. Oh, okay, so they memed it away.
Yeah.
Yeah, they memed it. Okay. They were like, hey, guys, we didn't actually say that. No, you guys just heard it wrong. Silly you guys. You guys are wrong.
Yeah.
What? We were perfect, fine. We didn't change anything. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, this is the thing. Will this be another thing that sweeps away in a couple weeks, or will this be what lights a movement against these kind of places? Because there's always been protests. There's always been groups against these companies. There's always been moms and dads and uncles and pushing against the decisions. Just no one's been listening until someone gets popped, and all of a sudden everyone's like, "Oh, what?"
True.
Yeah, because we've seen it. There's been fucking movies made about people going against the system and big pharma and shit like that. So it's not nothing new. The new part is someone actually John Wick and actually went out there and did some things like that's. It's funny because after we had 3 attempted Trump assassinations, it's like after the third one, it's like I don't know, either dodge or die kind of thing. But with this was no attempt. It was straight up successful. Boom, happened, and now we can't find the guy, which is also kind of wild because I thought these days you couldn't get away with stuff like that. Like there's so many cameras and then people, but it's like Robin Hood at this point. Like I'm pretty sure if someone saw him, they'd give him a fucking dap. And say, you can hide in my house type thing,
I've seen movements online that said, no, don't share this. Don't share this photo. Don't share anything. Just see stuff like that. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and like one side of me, the working class side, goes, I understand. Yeah, that's what happens. Like if we're gonna support change, I guess. The side of me that's like, fuck, I don't want people to die is kind of like, eh. But that gets shut down real quick when you look at people are dying. Like that's the thing because I understand the sentiment that you want to have of this shouldn't happen, but like think about all the people that die every single day, just dead, dead, dead. That could have been saved from some sort of intervention if they had more money or more support. Like, think of the whole point GoFundMe and all these things blew up was because people couldn't pay for medical expenses. That's like the majority of those things. Like some were games and videos and stuff, but like majority of the GoFundMe, I'm pretty sure there's one more. But those are literally there. People dying. What is it?
Medical expenses, yeah.
Yeah. And people, funerals to pay for and things that should be paid for, already they have to get people to give them money. When the CEO gets another bonus, they get another holiday bonus and they get to go on another vacation, they get another yacht, and it's like, damn, you guys are in healthcare. You should not be in healthcare for the money. That should not be your motivating factor in healthcare. Like, that's insane. I expect a TV executive, entertainment guy, even a chef, food, these fun things. But if you're going to healthcare, you should be in there. Just like going into politics, you should be in there for what the fuck it is and not for money. Once you go in for money, you're kind of like saying, fuck you guys. So then now the people are saying, well, fuck you. And you can get touched. Everybody can get touched. People forget. I mean, even think about your security. Your bodyguards, your front desk people. These are all working class people. The people that you look past and look down on and don't acknowledge every single day are the people that are working every single day to make sure everything runs smoothly. Like the cleaning people, fucking people in the kitchen. Like, imagine if the people in the kitchen said, fuck all the people that work in this building and poison everybody. There was nothing you guys would ever know. You would just die. It would just happen. The servers would just serve the food, and then you die. And it's because you pissed off someone in the kitchen. Like, people forget about that. Like, isn't that like a saying somewhere? Like, don't fucking piss off the cook or some shit. Like, but every single day people look down on these regular people who are hurting. Like, we have to get insurance. And we always get the shittiest plans because we have no choice. Those are the only ones there. Got a bronze plan that costs hundreds of dollars that I still have to copay and out of pocket. And it's like, what was the point of paying you money for? It's like I'm paying you money for the chance to use something I got to pay for. It's just one of the worst systems in the world. And the U.S. is like kind of like the last guys still holding on to this antiquated fucking for-profit system. And it's like I see some people try to say that, oh, well, like some right Canadians are like, oh, well, the wait time is forever. It's like, dude, the wait time's fucking forever in America too. And we still got to pay for it. Like, if you have money, you can get whatever you want anywhere. At least you have the chance to have it for free. There is no chance like that here. Like, there is nothing, like this. The sentiment is there, and it's fucking bubbled up, and people are gonna get touched.
I'm happy. Oh.
And yeah, like you said, the response to it was so excited. People are like, I was almost taken aback because I'm not used to the like, nah, fuck that. But I mean, fuck around and find out is a real thing that people are starting to realize. Like, yeah, motherfucker, in this country, with all the guns we got and all the violence that happens, it's only a matter of time until they start turning the guns away from each other and start pointing them at you. Like, it's only a matter of time. Like, think about just the mindset of, like, if the gangs, the biker gangs, the actual blood gangs, the M13, all these gangs are, you know what? Let's call a truce between all rival gangs. And let's go down to corporate Wall Street. Like, what would you do if you saw hundreds of bikers, trucks, lowrider, all this, all coming out, and then their guns, and they just started lighting people? There was nothing you could do. Like, you'd have to call the National Guard. It would be an insane event. But, like, that's the sentiment that's growing. Like, people are tired. And then after voting in Trump, it's like the only reason he got voted in, we saw the exit polls. It was the Republican the myth. A lot of white dudes, a lot of other dudes, it's like everyone else is like, wait a minute, we just got fucked. Like, we don't want Trump. Why would you put Trump in there? All the women are like, wait a minute, what about us? Holy shit. Why are we doing this? And it's, people are now going, you know what? Deal with this, just like they did in fucking Kenosha, just like they did with all the riots when Trump was there the first time. When they were burning down fucking cities.
That was during his presidency. People keep forgetting of the Black Lives Matter. All that happened during his presidency. But hey, what I know.
As we're talking on the podcast, I'm now reminding myself when this happened and why it happened. This is all under Trump. There's Black Lives Matter. People were trying to police violence. Okay, here's one of our Japanese segues. I was scrolling on Instagram, and it was a video of that movie about those black kids that got falsely arrested for the Central Park Five, I think is what they were called. And then like the horrible shit they went through inside the prisons and all that shit. But under the comments,
oh no,
people were like, "And you guys almost voted for Kamala." What? The comments were like, "Thank God we didn't get a death." Do they all forget that Trump was pushing for the death penalty for them? Trump was actively paying for slots to promote the death penalty for this guy. What the? And it made my mind explode because people just, what the fuck? What are you doing right now? What is going on? That was Trump. What are you talking about? Like somehow he's magically erased all the bad shit that happened to him, and now it's all good shit. He was the good guy. It's like what? He was literally paying for advertisements in newspapers promoting the death penalty for these innocent fucking kids. And the comments were like, "Yeah, thank God we didn't get fucking Harris." I almost lost my shit. I had to like just remember that probably they're bots. Hopefully, that's my new cope. I go, "Oh, they're just bots, guys. They're just bots.
I hope so.
They're not real people. This can't be real. This isn't happening. You know." Yeah. So it's gonna. It was the best year to start a podcast. It's because shit's gonna get wild, and it's gonna keep going wild, and it's not gonna stop getting wild. It's not gonna slow down. It's not gonna get better. It's gonna get worse. In my mind, I don't think there's a world where, I mean, because look what Trump's already come out and said. He's already said with the unions, "Fuck you guys. We're not stopping shit." He's clear as day. Doesn't give a fuck. To where the guy is like, "Oh, this was a punch in the gut." Like, first of all, you're a moron. If you thought Trump was the rich billionaire businessman was gonna help the fucking union. Did you all forget why the unions were fucking formed and who you were fighting against? Was the rich fucking businessman. That's who you were fighting against. The rich niggas who were cutting wages and overworking you, not giving you overtime. And you vote for them. You deserve what you get. Yeah. I take the fucking L, bozo.
I have no sympathy for any of these people who voted for Trump. Absolutely none.
None.
I'll be laughing the entire time. Like it's nothing I can state. The people could come in the comments like, "Wow, you're just upset. You're mad." Like, I'm not. I'm sitting here watching you guys suffer and talking about the money you're not gonna get from Trump because you're not a millionaire. You're not gonna get any of these tax breaks. I don't know what else to tell you. The cabinet's gonna destroy this country. But hey, what do we know? We're just a bunch of simps for Democrats. We're a bunch of lefties apparently.
Following Trump's statement, Jason Zugay, I don't care what his name is, the vice president of the United Steelworkers Local 2227 branch in West Mifflin, southeast of Pittsburgh, said, "For me, yeah, very frustrated with the news that came out last night. I didn't expect that to come out, so that was like a gut punch." How the fuck do you think women feel after the grabber by the pussy guy and a ban abortion guy got elected by other women? How the fuck do you think they feel? You think that's a fucking gut punch? You fucking moron. What did you think was like? People act like he didn't already have 4 years. That's like, people act like this is his first time in office. This is going to be a big change, big grandiose. We already had 4 years of this, and we suffered the worst fucking collapse of our nation since fucking, the Great Depression? Like, COVID shut down Vegas. It shut down the Strip. Fucking swine flu didn't shut down the Strip. Ebola didn't shut down the Strip. What the fuck? The fucking bird flu didn't shut down the Strip. But COVID shut down the Vegas fucking Strip. Was closed. It was a ghost town. That was under Trump. And it was his fault. If he would have tackled this shit earlier and took it more serious in the beginning, like fucking everyone else did with their fucking diseases when it happened under bird flu and fucking swine flu and all the shit under Obama, if they would have took it more serious, we wouldn't have the collapse we had. But no, it all fucking collapsed. And then while there were shutdowns, somehow the Democrats are being blamed. I will never understand this. It happened under Trump, but somehow the Democrats are being blamed. Remember they were saying don't wear masks in school for kids? Do you remember that shit? Where kids were in school, they're like, fuck it, they don't need masks, they don't catch COVID. Because every conspiracy that came out, so they said, oh, only old people and fat people, guys. Young people don't get it. Who the fuck do you think they get it from? Kids are just
Yeah.
fucking magnets. This is what they do. They just absorb sickness and give it out to people. So you're gonna be like, you guys pass along, but we're gonna be safe. Like it's yeah. There was just I can't believe we let Republicans get away with COVID denial, and we just let them, or the vaccine denial, and we let them just. That's why, you know what? Another Japanese segue. That's why now I'm agreeing with you even more. Fuck Bernie. Why the fuck would you give that nigga any concessions at all? That's an anti-vaxxer. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why would there be any positive? No, this should be hardline, Stonewall. 4 years figured out. Fuck you. We'll see you next time we come around. There should be no fucking mingling. Because when Biden was in office, all y'all were bashing this nigga over and over and over and over again. When he was a democratically elected president, he had 4 amazing bipartisan fucking bills passed. Created the CHIPS Act. Fucking great things for this country. But motherfuckers like Schengen on there were shitting on him. But then when Trump and fucking Elon, and now he's like, hey guys, we should work together. Like, you defeated my enemy. Like, Shank said that shit. My enemy. The Democrats are my enemy. What the fuck? Oh, man. There's just... and I wish I can get in a room with them. Because every time I see them talk to people, they just talk over them. Oh, you know, any discussion just to get real loud. I'm like, bro, first of all, shut the fuck up. You're not saying anything. You're just loud when you say it. I'm loud and I'm actually fucking bringing some substance behind the shit I'm saying. Like, you're just bullshit. I can't believe there would be any concessions given to these fucking vaccine denying people. They want to bring back polio. You obviously want it back. Like, he obviously wants these fucking diseases that were virtually eradicated for the most part in the general, you know, area from these vaccinations and pushing against it. But now they're like, nah, we take too many. I can't believe the we take too many vaccines. Motherfucker, do you know how many diseases exist in this fucking world? Do you know how many sicknesses exist? How much bad shit is for? How can you have too much medicine when we're all fucking fine with the medicine? Every single kid that's born has to take what, like fucking my son took like 4 or 5 shots. Like, you're gonna go through it too, James. There's rounds every couple months. You gotta take more shots, and if you don't, they get sick and die. People like what? This is already proven. We've already been past this.
Okay.
Hey, small interjection, gentlemen.
What's
Don't
up?
forget that the military has to take a bunch of vaccines whenever they enlist.
I was gonna talk about that because one of my coworkers is a Marine, and he talks about all the shits he takes. He took there's just too much. That might actually be too much. These motherfuckers take super soldier serums. Basically, they just get fucking pumped. But it makes sense because they go to these different countries where that's not normal. That's why, people. That's why when you go out of the country and come back, motherfuckers get quarantined, or they ask you, have you been out of the country? When you go to the hospital, you got a disease. Have you been out of the country? Because the rest of the world, or not the rest of the world, but most of the world aren't on board with the, hey guys, hard line, take this vaccine when you're born, get rid of this disease type shit. There's still some countries that are still third world and shit like that where you can go for these vacations, but you come back with these tropical diseases. And it's like the whole point of these vaccines are to not have that happen. Like, they're not like people are just like, hey, take a vaccine for fun. Like, there's a purpose behind this, you know? Fuck me. I'm gonna have a fucking aneurysm. Fuck me. But it's like the just how dumbed down people have gotten, just how stupid and illogical people have gotten. It's mind blowing. Fuck me. Let's get some more Japanese segues. Oh yeah, we went over this one. Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Yeah.
Memeing. Hey guys. Hey, I also I support this. Don't go after any Blue Cross Blue Shield. Okay, guys. Just leave them alone. Okay, there's no personal connection here. I just care for them a lot. Please God. Oh yeah, the fucking Biden, Big Daddy Biden, pardoning his son. What's your take on that?
Absolutely based.
There you go. Oh, I love it. I love it. I'm fine with it. Mm-hmm. It's fine with me. The fact that this is a tag, Joe Biden's pardon son fuels debate over president's legacy. Like, just the fact that...
Be so fucking mad.
Go ahead, James. Man. Go ahead. Speak on it.
It's just, there's no way that people are just letting this happen. I've literally seen comments of people saying, wow, I can't believe he pardoned his son. Look at corruption inside this the government. It's like, when Trump pardoned all these people, no one said anything. No one cared. Like, I cannot even fathom how you could think this is even remotely close to what Trump did. And be okay at all with any of the pardons that Trump did. And the fact that a person that pardoned Trump, the Trump pardon, was also a person that was criticizing this.
Oh. I forgot about that. I forgot about a person that got pardoned by Trump was like, hey, Biden shouldn't be pardoning people. the level of brain rot you have to have.
They're so Republicans are shameless. That's why I can't treat them at the same level. It's like it's like walking to a preschool and trying to have an intellectual debate with a fucking toddler. You're not gonna get anything out of it. That's what Republicans are at this point. It's either they are like toddlers or they're watching a toddler shit himself on the fucking stage and you're clapping it up, saying how wonderful it is when you see Trump. He has no integrity. He has no integrity as president, and I can't handle this. Like, just seeing the pardons, seeing the list of pardons that Trump has is insanity.
Oh yeah, we were going over it. Yeah.
Yeah, this is going over that.
I see this line. Hunter's pardon only the first of many. Doesn't Biden have like less than a month and what is he just? Do they think he's gonna do what Trump did and just start fucking flying pardons off the? Oh, and this is also weird. On this site it says not enough unique coverage on the center and right. That means majority of the coverage is coming from the left.
Oh,
what is wrong with you people?
Of course, the left will criticize them 10 times more. Yeah.
You're fueling the. Oh, it's hilarious. It's hilarious because listen, Biden was attacked by the deep state. Hunter Biden did nothing wrong. That was a deep state attack by Russia to attack Hunter Biden, and I stand by that. I will not be debated on that. I will not take any questions on that. That is the truth, and I'm sticking by it. He was attacked by Russia. It's all propaganda. He actually didn't do any of the things he said. That's all Putin propaganda. So, I think I had a list up here. Was this one? Yes. Pardons granted by... And I was going over this list. It's funny because the one that I remember the most was this one, the Arpaio from Arizona. And I went over this and I kind of and I was like, wait a minute. I thought he got pardoned from all the civil suits and all that shit, but no, it was just because he had caught in contempt of court, which was a misdemeanor, which almost went to I think the 9th district, but then he got pardoned for it, which is hilarious. But this guy's a piece of shit. This is a horrible person. This guy led the attack on Hispanics in Arizona. Got proven to be specifically only going after Hispanic people. His entire career is full of nothing but civil rights lawsuits, not just civil suits, no civil rights lawsuits, unlawful killings, like nothing but that. And Trump's like, nah, take that pardon, and no one said a fucking thing. I remember this.
Okay.
No one said nothing. The literal proven racist against Mexicans guy, and then Hispanics still vote for Trump. I don't know what the fuck to tell y'all. I don't know what the fuck to tell y'all. There was another one on here. It was about some guy with war crimes. But it kind of was a darker story than I thought. And this guy, Michael Chase, Benihana? I don't know. Yeah, this is a dark fucking story. This reminded me of that movie with Tobey Maguire when he came back from the army and he was all fucked up. Kind of like this guy's story. As far as what I skimmed over, after the killing that happened in there, he came back home and he was fucked up because one of his friends got killed in a bombing, roadside bombing, like just dark soldier shit, that shit happens. Which again, motherfuckers support people like Trump, who's all cool with all this war and all this bullshit. People act like he's not cool with this shit. Y'all are special ed. You need some fucking assistance. Who also said, I like my soldiers non-captured and shit. Like, he was fucking making fun of McCain, who was also a war veteran, but then veterans still vote for him. You guys are lost. But yeah, it's literally an entire list of every single pardon. And there's some wild shit on here. Premeditated murder, he was charged, not tried to convicted, attempted murder. There's some wild shit. There's a lot of scammy people, securities fraud, mail fraud, tax fraud, and these are what they got caught doing. Like, this is insane. And this is 2020, so I'm pretty sure these are all the people that are could have been around the elections and shit. Illegal. He pardons one for Susan B. Anthony. Wait, what? Susan B. Anthony got caught for illegal voting and got pardoned. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that fucking crazy? You got caught illegal voting. The people that say voted, and then that's funny. Yeah, tongue tied. The crazy part is a lot of this shit happened years ago. These are like old like offenses that were already charged to, and they already did the time for it. That Trump went and just pardoned it so it could get like reneged or something like that. Like it's weird. It's not even, a lot of these are not even like necessary. You didn't have to do that. These people are still people living their lives. It just happened and people moved on. But like, no, let's pardon you. Yep. But also that has other implications because I'm pretty sure when you get, I don't know, I gotta look into like what actually happens when you get pardoned. Does it actually get expunged or like removed, or like are you no longer a felon? Are you no longer these things? And will that allow you to do other things like financially? Because a lot of these financial guys were arrested for fraud, and then they got pardoned. And the reason they got arrested because they were, fraud and shit. So they shouldn't be able to do the financial stuff. But if you get pardoned, can you go back to doing the financial stuff? That's a question. But I'm gonna look that up at a later date. But yeah, it's just over 100 pardons.
Liz.
Just silence. And this is all. Look at December 2020.
That is crazy.
See, this is what they're saying that Biden's gonna do, even though Biden has never done any of the crazy shit Trump did. This is just December 23, 2020.
Yep.
Look at that. That's insanity. And even on the way out,
fun.
January, he's still
still
letting
fun.
niggas out.
Yep. Still
He's
fun.
on his way out of office, and he's partying on his it's insane. It is insane. And I can't take any of the Republicans, the MAGTARDs, any people that say they're center. I can't take you seriously. I can't take you seriously. I can't. Yeah. Another Japanese segue, because talking about left, right, and center, there was a YouTube channel I stumbled upon. It was a kind of younger looking black dude, and the first video that I saw of his said, reacting to my takes when I was a leftist. And like his channel is called something central. He's like a centrist now.
So he's right leaning. Okay.
I commented. I was like, I wanted to talk to him because I was like, oh shit, young black dude. Look at maybe his late 20s, talking about politics online. He had like a little Discord set up and shit. And I was like, I wanted to talk. He hadn't responded yet, but I mean, it'd be cool to talk to him like that because like the point of it is there is no center, guys. It doesn't exist. It's not a thing in America. There is no center in America. In America, the center is you're sitting on a fence. And one side is trying to push for social progression and shit like Medicare for all and all this shit. And the other side is trying to remove abortion. Okay? How the fuck are you in the center of that? How are you in the center of these two sides? Like, I cannot comprehend. And you can still be on the left and still disagree with the far left and some radical shit they're saying. Like, that's fine.
Yeah.
You can. That's a lot of shit is dumb. Don't do that. That's stupid. But I'm not gonna act like that's gonna change how I morally feel because there is no central party in America that's pushing for the things that I want to happen in America. Because to be a centrist, that means you're supporting a central candidate, right? There is no central candidate. Fucking Jill Stein's insane. She's fucking far right. She's a Russian paid bot. The other black guy that ran, he was a civil rights guy. He's probably a cool person, but this was not the time. Like, so you're lost. You're old. But a lot of times when they get older, they just start doing fucking wild shit. They just nothing else to lose. Fucking guns blazing, But I mean, there is no central party. That's why I can't understand a centrist. This was a question I wanted to ask them. Legitimately, what does it mean to you to be a centrist? Because if you just start saying a bunch of left-leaning things that you agree with, then you're a Democrat. You're on the left. It's the I don't want to be a leftist because I want to be a centrist. You sound like you're a cuck. It's a cuck to me. Like you're in the chair, you're in the cuck chair, and you're watching the left and right fuck each other, and you're in the cuck chair back there like, haha, I'm in between the middle of you guys, but you're really not. You're where the fuck on the left field. It's like, yeah, like so I wanted to talk to that guy, but like legit, I'm cool with talking. I'm a yapper. I speak Japanese. But yeah, man, there's just so much going on right now, and it kind of like I think we were originally gonna talk about Kash Patel's insane QAnon special ed weirdo.
The guy he's picking to be the FBI director to replace the other guy that he put in to be the FBI director, Christopher Wray. He's gonna replace his own pick. the corrupted FBI that he said is corrupted. That he's the one who has the person that leads it.
And the CIA.
Yeah. You appointed him, Trump. How are you gonna replace him and say that he's doing a bad job? And then somehow it'd be Biden's problem as well. It's Biden's fault. It's hilarious.
Didn't we saw something like they've only been Republican, like the CIA and the FBI directors, or like only been none of them have been Democrat, like they've all been Republican.
Oh yeah.
But yet they're the most corrupt things in our nation are these Republican-led and only been Republican-led organizations. The three-letter organizations that have only been led by Republicans are some of the most corrupt, but Republicans aren't corrupt. How to live in a world like this? I want to live in that world. It sounds so nice. It sounds so nice waking up and being in such a delusional fairy tale land. Like, I wish I could do that. I wish I could see headlines and go, that's just the mainstream media attacking mainstream media that we've been watching. But it's bad when it's not what I agree with. But I'm not. I can't live in that world, man. It's so mind-numbingly stupid. Like,
It is.
come on, people. But that assassination of the fucking healthcare United guy, that blew my fucking mind. That just wiped anything else I had to think about. Cause it's like that's what's going on. And even so, I did post on a couple of lefty guys I know. They were like, haha, Rip Bozo, lol. And I was like, yeah, I don't know if this is this is before I saw the big movement. I was like, I don't know if this is what we should be doing, guys. Maybe we shouldn't be killing people because it set a precedent. Because my argument was, let's say this does become a standard and people just start trying to kill CEOs. Well, what happens when like a Magtar goes after a Planned Parenthood place? What if they start doing that? Like, I'm pretty sure they've tried to bomb them before, but like, what happens when they go kill one of those guys? Like, yeah, it's like that's gonna be some insane shit. But then I'm like, well, this shit already happened.
Yeah.
It's like my logical brain's trying to like, come on, guys, we shouldn't do this because I'm like, nope, they've already killed all those people. Fuck me. This is shit. And it's like a Japanese Segway Black Wall Street kind of thing. It's like, come on, guys, we should get together and funnel our money into one town and promote prosperity. And then it happened. They were like, we don't like this. And they got blown up and murdered. And it's like, oh, fuck. How do you now argue that? Look what happened in Compton. Like, all the black people went there from the South. They were like, hey, this is fine. These are great neighborhoods. White people were like, fuck that. We don't want you here. They all left. Shit fell down. Crack came in. Reagan, destruction. And it's like, oh, fuck. It's hard to argue for things that when they tried to happen before, they just got fucking destroyed and systematically dismantled. Look at the Black Panthers. The Black Panthers will still be... Obama could have done some crazy shit and took the Black Panthers off that fucking list. Obama could have actually been that motherfucker to do that because there's no reason why the Black Panthers are on any sort of terrorist list or any sort of like gang list or any sort of like they're spoke about in the same circles like biker gangs. Insane to me. Yeah, it's fucking wild. But like the country, and you can't argue against any of this. This is real life. The country has done this over and over again. Anytime they've gotten a group together and everything's getting pushed, look at Martin Luther King Jr. Y'all could protect him? He couldn't get protected? Look at fucking Kennedy. That's also what blows my mind about RFK Jr. Like, bro, you come from a long line. Oh, fuck you. I didn't mean to do that. Okay. I did not mean to do that. But like, you come from like a long line of people fighting for justice and truth for people. That's why they got killed. Like, you should be the most hardcore, nah, fuck that, nah, until people fucking restitute my family. Fuck all y'all. Like, no, you're just like, fucking drink some raw milk, and fucking raw milk is good, guys, and fucking racism can't go away. What are we gonna do? What happened? Like, but then you think maybe his brain broke from the brainworm. Maybe the brainworm really got. I mean, I may meme it out, but there were stories that he has changed post brainworm. Like there were stories like he was a different person post brainworm, and like shit started changing real bad.
I'd be surprised.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all. Like, what the fuck? You had a literal brain. Like, how the fuck can anyone have a brainworm and still be voted for? His brain is literally missing some pieces. Like the brainworm didn't eat nothing; it died in his brain, so it couldn't. Was there nothing to eat, or I don't know? This is insane to me. But yeah.
Get out of the kitchen. Hold on.
Oh, yeah, you're good. Oh, Jeremy, I know you're listening. You are the voice of reason. How do I spin this to be a good person about the shooting, Jeremy? How do I spin that in the non-aggressive way?
You can acknowledge that murder of any kind is wrong, but when you work in a position where it could be perceived as morally objectionable because of the way your company handles policies, it's not horrible to be like, okay, hey, this is not great, but also kind of show yourself that like, it's not awful. At least it puts some thought like, hey, your actions of treating people terribly for years and years and years, whether it's your direct fault or not, does have consequences, and you should pay attention to what the people you serve have to say.
Okay, I just want to point out that's the first time Jeremy has ever had an issue with trying to be nice about things, okay? So it's proving there is no good side, Jeremy. We're jumping to the dark side. Fuck them all. Blow them up, okay? If I can go in. But no, I agree. That was like my original take of like, I don't agree with killing. I don't think we should promote killing. However, I can still understand people are already dying. It's like, You know, they're already dying from direct policies that are directly chosen directly by the CEO. Like when you come in as CEO, you do have an option to start changing shit around and move shit. And if you do not, and in turn, you are the face. We were talking about earlier. You are the face. You are the person making the choices. You are the one that's going to be held responsible. That's why they hire you as CEO, and the board of directors is going to hide behind you because you know you're the face of it. Now, did he think that it was going to get him killed? I fucking don't think so. I don't think any CEO thinks this is going to get me killed. I think the worst they think, oh, this might give me backlash for the community. Oh, this might give me, you know, bad fucking press. But I don't think any CEO thinks, oh, it's going to get me killed. But now, 110%, every single CEO behind any company that has any public facing things are now thinking, oh, fuck, I might get touched, you know? And it's like, yeah, you might get touched. And I was talking to James earlier about, like, I'm pretty sure you were here, but, you know, like, it's the people, yeah, okay, yeah, it's the working class people that are the ones that are going to end up letting you get touched. You can hire all the police officers you want. It takes one cleaner to open a back door. You know, like you can hire all, you know, the personal private security you want. It takes one chef to be like, fuck it, throw some dust in there. Like people are not thinking about that anymore. People are like, you guys are all, because we're all open about we work security, and I think one of the biggest things that I disliked about any security or job I work is there are those people who raise their nose to you and like will walk past and ignore your existence because you're a security guard, forgetting that once we leave this building, we're just two men outside of a fucking building, and now all that snooty, you know, shit, that shit's gone now. Now you're just standing next to a 300-pound, 6'2" black guy, and you're like fucking $150, 5'8", like. Where's all that going? Like, and I hate that, but it happens. I mean, when you work I work the clean job as well. These people will look down on you, forgetting like, motherfucker, I'm the reason that your shit runs smoothly. Because the second I let someone in this building that's supposed to be in this building, guess what's gonna happen? All hell's about to break loose. Okay, we're on fucking lockdown. There's so much shit that can happen if I just decide to do some stupid shit, or if I fuck up, or if I'm sleeping, or if I'm slacking. All hell can break loose. If a cleaning person drops their fucking keys outside the building and forgets them and walks away, and now some guy picks up the keys, has the keys to the whole fucking building. You know, like, we are the people making this shit run smooth. Like the motherfucker at McDonald's that's cooking your fucking breakfast every goddamn morning so you can get to work with your fucking coffee that you treat like shit in the drive-thru. That motherfucker's tired too. We're all fucking tired. Like, you know, just treat people with some fucking respect. And then when you make these policies in your fucking health insurance policies, the thing we all have to have that literally keeps people alive, and you make these policies that kill people, guess what? You're on the list. That's how that works, you know? Like, there is no sugarcoating it. You are directly responsible for a policy that got someone killed. That is true. You have removed the person out of it. They're just numbers now. You're just a number. You're just fucking, your policy number 352669. That's who you are now. You're not a person. That shit's gone, which should have never happened in health insurance. Like, if there's anything to be run by the fucking government in more of a hardcore way, I would think it'd be something that has to do with the health of your people. You know, if there's anything that's going to be hardcore regulated and that hardcore numbers get blocked for like payments and how much it costs, like that's when the other side of the capitalistic society comes into play, the Democratic Republic. That's when we come in and say, hold on, wait a minute, you can make money off this because you are helping people, but there should be a hard line cap, which ACA did come through and help out millions of people, got millions of people signed up, but it's not enough. It's not enough in a country with billions, right? Don't we got billions in this country? Like, I'm pretty sure.
No,
I'm pretty sure. No, we're at millions? Okay. We're still in millions? That's insane. But a world with billions, and these people are fucking, you know, health insurance across the world, but in a country even with 300 million. Country with 1 million, you know, like, you know?
You would think the Republicans would love the idea of universal health care, so it's something that they can control.
Well, they do, Jeremy. They do. The problem is, who is saying it?
Both private and publicly.
Yeah, the problem is who says the healthcare? Who says universal healthcare? Because when they did polls and they talked to Republicans, they worded it a certain way about having access to free healthcare for your loved ones and people around you. They're like, yeah, that sounds great. But if you word it in a way of like, would you want free public healthcare, Medicare for all? They go, oh, wait a minute, hold on. Communism, socialism, you know, all that weird, unhinged cringe shit. Or like when fucking Yang Gang went out with UBI, you know. Oh, of course, it's literally in the fucking name, yeah, you know. But when Yang Gang came out with UBI, that was a great thing to think about. Because there is going to be a swath of people who just get left behind. There's going to be a time where technology takes over to a point where a lot of remedial jobs just don't exist. It's what happened with the fucking miners and all that shit. Like, it's going to be a time where your shit move forward, you know. What'd you say?
I want to get sidetracked here slightly. Uh, remember the idea that the UBI would also tax businesses. So even if they decided to raise prices, it wouldn't matter because they would still get taxed their flat 20% that would still go back to the people. So it therefore de-incentivizes them to raising prices.
Yeah, so that's the when you take the capitalistic side, but also the Democratic Republic, and you think about what ifs. You know, what if this thing happens? Well, we have this in place. You know, like, and it's a good thing because retirement's not enough, Social Security's not enough. There needs to be something earlier for younger people, and then that holds on extra for old people. James, you look like you're at a hot take.
Nah, I agree with that.
I'll just fuck with you. No, because like the UBI is like, I think it's a great thing. I think when you're in the richest country in the world, there should just be a UBI. I think this is kind of goes hand in hand. I think if you're in the most country with the top 10 most richest people kind of live in your country, there should be something like when majority of the countries around the world do free healthcare for everybody. Why the fuck aren't you doing it? What is going? Where's the disconnect here? Like when other first world countries that are also capitalistic countries that also have a fuck ton of people in their country, that also deal with immigration, all the same problems, all the same issues, but they also have free healthcare, and you don't. There's a disconnect there. There's something wrong. Something is fucked up. Like I think we were looking at, I think it was Australia. I think there was someone said like, when you have a certain amount of people, and then you have the open healthcare, it like fucks up some retarded argument. But Australia kind of just spit in the face of that. They were just kind of like, no, we all have the same issues as you guys have, but it's all free and we're good. It was one of those things, but I can look it up later. But there's a disconnect in America versus other first world countries regarding healthcare. There's a major disconnect regarding education as well. Like, these are things you would want your people to be educated and healthy. Like, this just makes logical sense. You would want all of your people to be educated and healthy. Because if we're all educated and healthy, everything starts to go up. We're all smarter, so things are created at a higher rate. Things are bolstered at a higher rate. Our manufacturing goes up, our technology goes up because motherfuckers are actually working on research and shit and development. People are healthier. That means healthcare costs go down. You need less money pumped into healthcare. Niggas are healthier. We don't need to have all this shit, extra shit tagged onto it. Like, you would want that, but there's that disconnect with rich people, the high class. They always say, "Oh, like I can't believe I hear Republicans. If I hear one more Republican talk about billionaires are corrupting our country, I will end it in a video game because you voted for a fucking billionaire that is literally the person that buys politicians." And I asked my coworker, I was like, so what happens? Like, well, I was like, so what's the difference there? And he said, oh, you just cut out the middleman. Now the person buying the politician is the person in control. So you're okay with it now? So it's a good thing? Like it's positive? Like
you just want the corruption.
So now you want it, and then they say shit like, well, everyone's corrupt. I was like, okay, well then why do you trust anybody? Well, it's not that everyone's corrupt. It's just some people are corrupt more than others. Well, why wouldn't the people that are voting for the guy that's doing the corrupting corrupt it? Oh, well, and it's like you go around that circle of like there is no actual argument to be made, you know? And every time that fucking happens, he gets triggered and leaves. I love this guy to death, okay? He's a cool fucking guy. But the arguments he makes, and when he talks about like, whenever we talk about Trump, there's always the, oh, well, you know, he said like, isn't it weird that, this was after the third assassination, that there was an assassination attempt on the president, but no one's talking about it? And I was like, well, isn't it weird that a guy that went on TV is the president at one point? I was like, isn't it weird that the guy was like, yeah, I grab bitches by the pussy and they let me do it because I'm a fucking celebrity, is the president? Isn't it weird that a convicted felon's a president? And he just kind of looked at me and he was like, yeah, it is weird because he's a weird fucking dude. Like, yes, all the bad shit that happens to him is only a result of the shit he's done. It's not like niggas are trying to assassinate Biden. Niggas aren't trying to assassinate Obama. Niggas aren't trying to assassinate Hillary. Like, no one's trying to assassinate these people that are supposedly the evilest people in the fucking world, but they're trying to go after fucking Trump. And they're mostly Republicans that are trying to do it. Which is even the crazier part. Registered Republicans are trying to assassinate Trump. Like, yeah, but the arguments that I have with him are just like, it always ends up in that where I'm like, dude, where are you? You know, like, as a vet, how could you ever support someone who made fun of, on a grand scale, an actual war hero? How can you support that in any way? Like, I like my soldiers non-captured and shit like that. Like, how could you ever... Can you imagine if Biden said that? For a fucking second, can you imagine if it came on that Biden said, I like my soldiers not... Then there would be assassination attempts. Like, they would be going at this nigga's throat. It would be the worst thing to ever happen to Biden ever if he said some shit like that. Can you, for a second...
Don't
Hey,
forget
man.
that the current regime that Trump is bringing in wants to cut as much funding from the VA as they possibly can.
Oh yeah, I've been posting the fuck out of that. They're going after
Yeah.
all the people that are fucking supporting them. They're like, fuck you guys. You're trying to come after, and they're like, they're not gonna go after Social Security. They're not gonna touch Social Security. They're like, okay.
We're gonna shit in your mouth, and you're gonna open and swallow as much of it as you possibly can because this is what you asked for.
And they're all like, okay, sure,
Please, Daddy Trump. Please.
yeah, give me more. Yeah, it's it really gets the noggin jogging. How do you feel about that, James? How do you feel about that?
Oh, I love Republicans. I think they're great. I think they're morally consistent. They're also consistent when it comes to their
True.
policies.
Yeah.
So they know exactly what they want. If Trump says one thing, he says the other. They're already thinking the other the entire time. Like there's 4D chess.
True,
honestly.
dude. That's right. The funniest shit is like when he says something like, "We agree with that," and then he comes out and says something. I was like, "No, we knew that was the right thing the whole time. Yeah, we were just fucking like." You see it in real time. The grifting. It's happening in real time. Oh man, it takes us back to the steel guys. You idiots. What did you think the rich guy was gonna do about your union? You idiot. You're a moron. Okay. And then he tries to spin it like, oh no, it's because I want U.S. steel to. He lives in this world that, well, I don't think he actually. I think this is Trump actually like fucking with people, and I think he understands that we're not in that world anymore. We're like, oh, the whole buy American. I feel like he because he's a businessman. He has business over in China. Like he moved to show. Yeah, so he understands that that's not a real sentiment. Like it's not. We are no longer in the only country that does things. We're now in the world. Economic, it's called economic forum. I'm pretty sure, or some shit like we understand we work there because so there's no world where we're not gonna connect with other countries around the world to help create basic items like steel and shit and lumber and shit like that. Like he fully understands that. Like it's dumb to even think that America is gonna go back to being one of those low end production fucking countries. That's just never gonna happen. But the mere fact that he's like, but he probably wants a peace. I think he wasn't a part of that deal, and he wants a peace now. I think this is what Trump does. Trump says, stop all movement before I enter the building. I want a part of every single thing that happens if anyone can see this as a good thing. And a lot of the steelworkers saw that actually as a good thing. Like with the border bill, that was a good thing. But he's like, oh, wait a minute. I'm not a part of that. Don't do it. Wait till I get there. And that's the narcissistic, rich billionaire mindset. That's the kind of guy that you want leading your company. You want the guy that's like, hey, no deals are being made unless I'm involved and we're making some money from it. That is the kind of person you want in your company. That's not the kind of person you want running your fucking country, okay? Because it's not the same thing, okay? You don't want a business. Like, it's funny, too, that there are some responses on, I think I saw it on Reddit, on Ben Shapiro's video about the killing of the CEO guy. And even Republicans are like, I'm starting to realize you only thrive off division. Stop making this a left issue, dog. We all agree that health insurance companies are fucked. And I was like, whoa, what the fuck? Are the brains reactivating? Like, have your mind started coming into the building? And they're like, no, this is not a left issue. This is a fucking people issue. Like, health insurance shit sucks. This is horrible. This is a bad thing. And now they're starting to like, there's some little turning in there. But I mean, it's like you also voted in Trump. So like, how far do you think you're really gonna go? How far do you actually think they're gonna change? But and things do change and motherfuckers get popped. I mean, it's fucked up, man. Like, and I hate that we're at that point. But fuck, we're at that point. We're here. It's a thing now. So now the best thing you can do is try to manage it. Now the best thing you can do is try to like not promote it in a way, but at the same time understand that these are results of your actions. And now you try to spin it like, well, look, guys, this happened. What the fuck are you gonna do now? Because it's a thing. And this wasn't some fucking. He didn't look like some crack it off the street or some fucking lefty psycho rat. This looked like a regular ass motherfucker. I don't know. I haven't really looked into him a lot because the whole don't share this right now, James. Okay, I'll support your people. Okay, they're saying don't share it. But like. This is not the face. That picture was not the face of someone you would think would be assassinating, CEOs. But you realize it affects us all. Everyone is affected by healthcare. Everyone is affected. This is not because it's something that we by law have to fucking have. So it's not like a choice. This is something. So now that we all have to have it, there needs to be hard regulations and hard lines to be drawn about the cost and everything. And I'm glad this kind of turned into an episode about this because people, again, it's one of those things people don't talk about. They'll talk about politics and religion. And no one talks about why healthcare costs so fucking much and we get nothing from it. No one talks about that. Everyone just accepted it like it's a normal thing. Like car insurance. Motherfucker, you're next. Okay, why the fuck Why the fuck is it so expensive? Why did my car insurance go up every year when I did nothing wrong? That doesn't make any sense. My policy should not change over year when I'm chilling. I'm fine. I have no tickets, no crash, no accidents. But next year my car insurance costs more. What the fuck happened? Nothing changed. We're all the same people. It's insane. I don't understand what that had to do with my question of why it goes up every year.
But because they judge off the accidents and everything every year, so each state.
No. Hold on. Wait. I'm not looking for the justification of a shitty policy. I understand why they justify it. The point I was making is it should not be there. That should not be a thing because your personal insurance. Because even if you get liability, just personal, just your shit, every year's gonna fucking go up. And it's not like well, at least I may be wrong, but I haven't seen in my whole years of having insurance it go down. Okay, I haven't seen insurance go, hey guys, there was less deaths this year from last year. It's gonna go down. I just say, hey guys, there was deaths and accidents this year. Your insurance goes up. You know, it's like they can try to spin it to make it make sense, but it doesn't. You know, it will all fall apart. It doesn't make sense that I'm having to pay more in my insurance. It could be a fucking whole town over. Like, what the fuck? There was no accident in my city this year, or less than last year, but it's gonna go up. Every fucking year it's gonna go up. It's gonna keep going up. It's not gonna stop going up. Unless you get fucking an old ass car and you just get personal liability. Like, that's what I had with my Tahoe. When I had my fucking 99 Tahoe, my car registration was like $55 and my insurance was like $100. Even though I still lied, that was my insurance. And I had full coverage. That was $100 for coverage. That's pretty good. But like, if you get a new car, the ones that are supposed to be safer, the cars are supposed to have more safety involved, you pay more in insurance because the parts cost more. It shit costs more to replace. That has nothing to do with me. I did not make this car cost more. Okay, if shit costs more to replace, everyone should be making this shit that costs more. Like, I can't fathom a world where shit's more expensive, but instead of having it readily available to be repaired, they're like, no, it's more expensive, so now you have to pay more to have it repaired. Like, why the fuck does my phone with my screen, this inner screen, my phone totals $1,800. This inner screen costs $500 to replace this inner screen. $500. I can buy 3 other phones that I'm using for my camera right now for that same cost. That screen is not that much better than those other phones. Okay, it's just not. The specs are just not that crazy, but it's new, so it costs more. Like, that shit shouldn't exist. That mentality should not exist.
Yeah.
Because the people aren't new. We're the same fucking people that have been here. Like, Grandma was born in 1940. Okay, she's seen every version of the cell phone possible. Why does it still cost more for her every year if she's been there from the beginning? Doesn't make fucking sense. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, when we were fucking in middle school and shit, we had the original DS. Switch 2's gonna come out next year. Fuck you guys. All right, shit should be the same. Keep the same cost. You know. To be fair though, the 64 was like hella expensive. Okay.
After tariffs, the Switch
oh
will be
man,
$200,
fuck
so,
me. I forgot about the tariffs. That's
a very big thing we have to worry about.
Yeah, that's gonna be a blow to any entertainment sector anywhere. That also, and it did. Isn't it like a? From what he's saying it's a flat tariff on all imported goods. Yes. He's not specifying food from technology, clothes from fucking tools. He said imported goods. So that means even foreign foods that get imported in here, fruits that get imported in here, anything anything that you buy from another country is not going to cost more simply because Trump wants it to. That's literally it. It's only going to cost more for you. It's not going to cost more for the country. Oh, God. And you know the funny part is about the buy American? Some parts that are using American tools are from fucking foreign places. Motherfucker, everything's going to cost more. Okay? Everything. Across the board. Whether it was made here. Okay? It could be made here, but the things that were used to make it were bought elsewhere. Okay? Because there's a lot of shit we just don't and shouldn't make anymore. We shouldn't be making fucking pencils. Okay? We shouldn't be making socks. Unless there's some fucking high-end bronze fucking ultra circulation like compression sock. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we shouldn't, there's just certain things that the country shouldn't be making anymore, and that we don't. And we get imported, and that's okay. Because then that promotes relationships between other countries. They make money, we get goods at lower cost, and we can make them into better goods. Now our relationship's better because now we're tied to each other, so if one of us collapses, they collapse. So if we're in trouble, they'll help us, vice versa. These are all positive, good things. Like, the U.S. is small compared to the rest of the world. We are a one country compared to the rest of the world. Why the fuck do we want to shelter ourselves off from this booming life we've been living? Just booming. The more exported, imported goods. Just booming. We're working with countries across the world to bring in cool shit. The fact that the war in Ukraine fucked our gas up shows how intertwined we are. That pumping gas from Ukraine, getting that shit sent here was such a big part of our... These are good things. And it's like, it's not like Trump is an isolationist because he's a fucking businessman. He literally can't be. It's antithetical to what he does. But he'll promote that to his voters. So once they vote for him, now he's in office and he realizes that's why he fucking said, once you vote for me, you don't have to vote anymore. Because I'm in office now. Fuck you. I don't need your votes. It's the second term. You never have to vote again. I'm only going 2 terms. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
What is it? The 22nd Amendment? Is that the one? The 14th
We got
Amendment?
we got 4 years. We got 4 years until he's on off office. That inaugural date is the day that matters. Like everything else, we don't know what he could do.
Mm-hmm.
Like it could be the next president lined up, and that 1 month before then, he's like, all right, you know what? 10 minutes gone. 10 minutes gone. I'm president now forever. And hey, what are they gonna do about it?
Yeah, because you can't find him illegal for anything. He's above the law, literally.
But
Yeah.
he's still the president. Yeah.
Another tag that came out when Hunter Biden got pardoned. No one's above the law. Yes, the fuck they are, bitch. The president's above the law because you motherfuckers supported Trump, and the Supreme Court got those Republicans in there and said that the president's not above the law. So yes, there is a person above the law. The president. He's literally above the law. Literally. You cannot find him legal or liable for anything because it has to do with his actual duties. And anything can be a fucking core duty if you make it a core duty.
Yeah.
Like duty, the word duty. Okay, listen. If I want to kill someone, I'm gonna say it during a meeting with my advisors. Okay, while we're talking about healthcare, I'm like, also assassinate that guy. And guess what? That happened during a healthcare meeting, which is part of my core duty. Can't bring it up in court. I'm not like it's there's such an easy word. I can't believe they made it so vague. They're so easy to work around. Trump is a businessman. He's been fucking with the law forever. He's been tax loopholes and shit. This nigga knows about the loopholes. He's a loophole man. That's why he's stayed rich for so long. And you gave this nigga the biggest loophole, as long as it's not a core duty. Anything can be a core power. Anything can be if I make it so. If I say it is so. And no one can say anything about it. Like, but like you said, before Inauguration Day, we don't fucking know. We don't. That's why some days I'm like, good luck. Who knows? And some days I'm like, we're all gonna fucking die. You know, because you just don't know. He could do it. He could pull a fucking 2020, 2019 without the COVID, hopefully, and just be like, tax breaks for the rich. Shake hands with fucking North Korea and Russia. All right, guys, see you later. You know, pull you out of fucking the French Accords and shit for the what do they pull us out of the ecosystem or some shit, the ozone shit. They pulled us out of that because the third world countries were pumping more than China and America or whatever bullshit reason he had. But basically pulled us out of a bunch of shit we were good. The Iran deal gave them nukes. He gave Iran nukes, pulled us out of that fucking agreement for some reason, like moved the fucking assembly or the assembly hall. Moved the fucking shit to Jerusalem, like
Give Iran nukes. Then
yeah, give him nukes.
Back Israel. Genius move.
It's like, here guys, here's nukes. Also, yeah.
4-dimensional chess.
Jesus Christ. I support Israel and everything they do. I ran here some nukes. That's your enemy? Okay.
He's on some shit you've never even thought of.
No. Like, give the enemy nukes and then support the enemy of that enemy. It's like...
It's base. That was your problem.
Oh, God. Oh, Chunky has a rash. He has a diaper rash. He's getting his diaper changed. Crying baby. Yeah, but who knows? It's we literally don't know. We don't fucking know. It could either be the most quiet, just meme, 4 years and we're just whatever, or it could literally be
burning by the end of it.
Or the country could be burned like what happened with COVID, and the fucking BLM fucking riots. The country could literally be burning and shut down. That all happened under Trump. Why the fuck keep forgetting that shit? We just had 4 of the calmest years in this country under Biden. 4 of the most regular, basic, normal. Nothing crazy. Fucking laws getting passed. You know, economy's going great. Everyone's chilling. Just fine for years. And under Trump, it was literally hell and fire and brimstone. But that got pushed off. Somehow, Biden got blamed for COVID, which I don't know how any Republican can argue that Biden was responsible for anything to do with COVID at all in any way, shape, or form. It's mind-blowing. What are you talking about? You know? What are you talking about? But again, we have no fucking clue. We do know he will do something. He will give tax breaks for the rich. He will make rich people richer. That is guaranteed. There's no way around that. Yeah. Literally from being, literally when he got elected, that was enough to shift the fucking Dow Jones and all that shit to give rich people more money instantaneously. Stocks went up, et cetera, et cetera. Like, we know what's going to happen. We know he's going to say, fuck all your deals with steel and the union and shit unless I'm involved.
Yep.
We're gonna see Trump Steel come out of nowhere. To it's not gonna be Nippon Steel of Japan. It's gonna be Trump Steel of Japan. Yeah, yeah. We don't know, man. We have no idea. Not a fucking clue. Which is
The
spooky.
best way to sum a lot of this up is most Republican voters either suffer from cognitive dissonance. Jesus, if I could get that out. Or the sunk cost fallacy. Both are basically the same thing, but
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
They're literally lost in the sauce, and now they're still want to echo throughout the. I think I need to change my Facebook cover to be that guy who said, "Oh shit, the ACA is Obamacare." Oh no, I need that to be my profile picture on all my social media. Like, you voted against what's saving your life, you moron. How did you not know this? What the fuck? It's the gut punch. That's gonna be a T-shirt. We're gonna make a gut punch T-shirt. And it's gonna be fucking Trump's fist punching a thing of steel. Okay, and it's gonna be that was a gut punch. You fucking morons. Biden pardoning Hunter, which is based good. That's okay. It's his son. I expect this. Listen, people. I don't care what you say, but if I was president, I'm pardoning my kids. Fuck you guys. Suck a dick. It is what it is. He didn't do anything that fucking bad. Okay, it's some tax shit he paid back. It's fine. Okay, it's fine. Nothing's gonna change. Nothing's gonna go crazy. It's not gonna affect anything. He's good. Leave him alone. He also, if none of it was real. I almost forgot. This was all deep state. Okay, Russian deep state was going after Hunter Biden. It was all fake.
Hey! Don't
was all
forget,
fake.
they want Biden to pay his taxes, but as soon as you ask for Bezos or Trump to pay their taxes,
Yeah, they don't show it. Of course
Yeah, Trump will
never
not
keep
show
the
this
same
shit.
energy.
Kash
Oh,
Patel is unhinged, mentally disabled, but supposed to be the head of the FBI. As James said, replacing a person that Trump also selected to be head of the FBI. So he's going to replace the corruption that Trump put in place by another person that Trump picked to be head of the FBI. I just, okay. We're going to come through the media. Oh, yeah, and now we're talking about attacking the media as the government. Nice. Definitely not fascistic at all. You know, definitely not. No one's ever done that before. No one ever said the media is your enemy. No one's ever said that.
Oh, of course.
And took over a whole country and then started a world war. That hasn't happened ever. This is completely new. Fucking unhinged. But I did see, yeah, but shout out to fucking Kelsey, damn it, is it Kelsey Grammer? Did I fuck his name up again? God damn it. Jimmy, what's his name? Stacy? What is fucking Graham? It's not Kelsey. Because I typed in Kelsey Graham before. And I typed in Kelsey Grammer. Yeah, this was wrong. And I didn't mean to do that.
You're a fan of his acting. I mean,
This thing is on my mind.
wow, good acting.
Oh no, I can't type in fucking Graham. Jesus. I'm so bad. I'm gonna do it again. Lindsey Graham. Right? Yeah. These niggas with these female names are just throwing me the fuck off. Yeah. What the father is Kelsey Grammer and Lindsey Graham? Why do you guys have? These are not names that can go both ways. But yeah, I think there was something with. Let me see if I can find it because I want to do a Lindsey Graham. Oops, put the slash there. That's not a. I want to find the quote. Oh no, this is. Was it him? It was somebody. Somebody in the Senate was like, "Fuck you. We're not gonna do your picks." Oh no, Lindsey Graham did the opposite. I mean, he's going hard as fuck for Trump. It was someone in the Senate.
What the hell is this ABN 27 shit? What? You fucking Russian bot? What the hell is this?
What? Where?
Do you read this? Ambien, not the date, is like Ambien 23. What the hell is this?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Fucking Russian spy?
Maybe. Hopefully. That'd be based. There was somebody. Here, Azar 1403. I don't know what the fuck that is. Oh, it's in a different language. Yeah. Yeah, that's weird. Hey, maybe.
Oh my god.
Maybe I'm being hacked.
That thing's playing in my ear. Let's get the hell.
It is. I didn't
Yeah,
hear
that shit was
anything.
loud
From
as fuck.
that. Oh shit! Sorry, I didn't hear anything. Oh, I think I muted. Did I? Well, no. If I muted the tab, you guys should be able to hear. I don't know. That's bass. Oh yeah, Matt Gates. Jesus fucking Christ, that guy. Holy fuck. Illinois, Republican colleagues on everything from the other plus it sounds like they're ready to roll over from Metro. Oh no, that's bad. The rule confirmation process. Oh yeah. So basically, some Republicans are bending over the railing, pulling down their pants, grabbing a thing of lube, seeing up their asshole, and opening their butt cheeks for Trump. That's what's happening. And the other ones are quietly saying, maybe we shouldn't pick that guy. That's basically what's been happening. Because the only reason that fucking Gates was in there is because that fucking investigation, which
A lot of them are gutless cowards.
true, 110%.
Very
And
much.
you could also say the same with fucking Schenck and fucking Bernie at this point. Like, what are you guys doing? What happened?
Oh yeah. 100%.
Why are you stopping the fight? I thought we were hardcore about this, and now you're like, oh no, actually, I agree with I agree with them. It's because it's such a useless thing. Like it does, you don't need to give that weak of a fucking. Like you don't have to say that. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to give any concession at all in any way, shape, or form. You don't have to throw the olive branch out. You don't have to do that. Let them crash and fucking burn. Because the thing is, feel the burn, Bernie. Because even if you do that, it's not gonna change anything. They're still gonna be unhinged. They're still gonna do what the fuck they want. Like Schenck talking about Musk is listening to my ideas about how we should cut the budget. Motherfucker, you host an entertainment news fucking show. What the fuck? Who cares? What are you talking about? Like, who cares about your opinions about anything? No one gives a fuck except you. But he did run for president, and he did think he had a chance, which has a level of narcissism in there that I don't think can be taught. Okay, what the fuck? He actually thought he had a chance, which was unhinged to me. That you thought you had even a percentage of a chance to actually win. Like, he thought he had a chance to win. That's crazy. You're unhinged. But, they're just... the radicals will always go together. Radicals will line up. Doesn't matter what side you are. If you're a radical, eventually... it's the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Eventually, you're gonna say, "Oh shit, we both want complete collapse of the current government. Fuck it, let's work together."
It is a horseshoe. So.
Yeah, true. Horseshoe theory is very real. That's a real fucking thing. It's been proven time and time again. Like both extreme sides will come together to fuck up the side that's the norm. And they'll come fuck up the fucking everything's fine guys, and they'll blow it all up. And then when everything's left, now they're gonna fight over the scraps, and no one's gonna win. It happens every fucking time. Like this isn't something new in the world of government. This isn't something fresh. This is old news. I thought we were past this stupid populist bullshit. I thought we were done with this shit, man. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
I think so.
Yeah, and then fucking Trump wins again. 22nd Amendment, right, guys? Holding on to that. They've already changed with the 14th Amendment. What was the one that said if you were something about an insurrection, you couldn't run for president? They already cut that shit out. They already chopped that loose the second Trump ran again. They were like, oh, no. We got to be fair to the MAGTARDs. You got to be... the one Supreme Court justice was like, I originally voted against this. But then I was like, everything's so crazy in these times, so I got to vote. We got to be one... Get the fuck out of here. And then somebody got fucking murdered. A CEO. Pretty sure a Fortune 500 company. I'm pretty sure they're like one of the top. Yeah, healthcare is one of the top fucking... That nigga got popped. Their top nigga got popped.
Yep.
Broad fucking daylight popped. Fuck you talking about? It's only gonna get worse. It's only gonna get crazier and more vicious and deadlier and more violent. It's just gonna. We've seen it happen again. It happened under Trump once. It's gonna happen again. And again, if it doesn't, and he just does this 4 years and nothing fucking happens, I win either way. Cause cool, he didn't do shit. Idiots, But I don't think so. I don't think it's gonna be nothing.
No, they're the way they're setting everything up right now. This is all malicious and particular. Like the picks he's picking are very meticulous. Like it's falling in line with the whole Project 2025. Like it's falling in line with everything, and they're not just gonna be like, oh, everyone's in the office now.
True.
Just chill.
Oh fuck.
Hang out.
You know what? You're right. I didn't even think about. The cabinet is actually the ones doing all the shit.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck Trump. Trump could actually do nothing and it wouldn't fucking matter because once those people are in places of power,
Yeah, that's all it needs.
that's it.
Yep.
he can sit by while they just dismantle the whole government.
Oh yeah.
Like the fact that they're like the Department of Education needs to be dismantled. Like what the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? But the fucked up part is people that don't like standardized testing and people that think like these certain things are bad, they're gonna support what they're saying because they think it aligns. They think, oh, dismantling fucking Department of Education is gonna help getting rid of standardized tests, but they don't understand. They're not getting rid of a part. They're getting rid of the whole fucking thing. It's all gone, and then they're gonna build their own thing, which is just gonna be worse. It's gonna be worse. Earl of Laurel popped in the chat. Did you see that, Jeremy?
I was about to say.
Ooh, nice.
Earl
Okay.
of Laurel was saying, how do you guys feel about World War III?
I'll let James take that one.
You mean the possibility of World War III? I mean, I don't feel it would happen, but if we fully pull out of support for Ukraine and Russia steamrolls through Ukraine and tries to test a NATO country, we very much could reach to World War III. It all depends on how Trump acts. Trump being the president and how he conducts himself when it comes to Ukraine and Russia is a big, big thing. A big, big thing to see where we align when it comes to that time. Because, again, if Trump can go in there and be like, all right, Zelensky, just go ahead, just give him this part of Ukraine, and I promise that Putin won't do more, and I guess Ukraine falls in line with that, I guess things would be okay. But if Trump just goes, you know what, fuck it, I'm getting out of Ukraine. We're not going to support them. We got to support America. And other Europe countries go, well, we don't want to sit here and help Ukraine, and Ukraine gets steamrolled over by Russia. It can get really bad. But I don't think that World War III is going to be a possibility.
Here's my ultimate take with Putin. If we're so afraid of him using nukes, what is stopping him from just continuing to push through? If our biggest thing is, oh, we can't stop him militarily to fight back because he has nukes, why would he ever stop at Ukraine? What in his mind would make him go, oh, okay, I got enough? Because remember, people, he already took a piece of Ukraine already. He already took a chunk of the country. He's already tried to take other countries over. If we can't say, hey, it doesn't matter if you have nukes, we have nukes too. If you want to press a button, they can press a button. If we can't stand on something, what is stopping him from just continuing to go? And we also forget Israel on the other side of the world, in the Middle East. They got nukes too. Iran has nukes. Thank God Biden had he got the deal that everyone chilled the fuck out. But like they said, that doesn't mean they can't stop future engagements. Israel will still defend itself. That was part of the ceasefire. Like, this is not the end of the war. Like, we're still gonna fucking, if you pop off, we're gonna pop off. But that's a whole side of the world that Trump has the opposite effect on. Like, on one side of the world in Eastern Europe, he's like, hey, I support Russia. Fuck Ukraine. Russia takes over Ukraine. On the other side of the world, Iran, who's friends with Russia and not friends with Israel, are fighting fucking Iran over there. So what happens if Iran or Israel takes over the Middle East? Now you have Russia and Israel both with nukes in two parts of the country who are opposed to each other, but Trump's friends with both of them. Like, it's actually fucking insane. It's actually fucking insane right now. But World War III, I don't think World War III will happen in our lifetime. I hope not. I think as the world goes to more of a modern era, people would rather just live with shit than have nothing and humanity starts over. I don't know. That's how I feel. However, places like North Korea exist, and I have no idea what the fuck goes on in their minds. Because they still be shooting missiles and shit over China and Japan and all this crazy shit, and they got nukes, and they're friends with Russia. China's also there, you know, so they could think, hey, if we bomb that side of the world before they can bomb us, we'll be safe, which never works. It's not real. The second one nuke goes off, they all go off. We know this to be true. We've seen that the governments have said this much. We have satellites in the air. The second something pops, we're all popping off, and it's all fun. So I don't think there'll ever be a World War III, because at the end of the day, there would be no war. It'll just be poof, and we don't exist anymore. I do see My Dan. I heard about My Dan. I heard about this. Is this the one that got Zelensky in power? Is that what the... that Maidan coup was?
I've been 2014.
Yeah, was that the reason that wasn't that when they were like, "Fuck Russia and your corruption, we don't want it anymore"?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the kind of leading us to where we're at now.
I mean, that,
I would like to point out a little side funny thing I hear from the hardest of leftists talking about how Zelensky supports Nazis, even though he is a Jewish man.
oh yeah, we don't talk about it. We don't even give light to those fucking idiots that say we don't. You know, we look at them, we spit on their feet,
No.
and we fucking walk away.
I did just see something that happened while we were recording. Syria's government has changed hands.
Which one? Sudanese?
No, Syria.
Syria. Syria's
Yeah,
government
I
has
put
changed hands.
I put a link in our file.
Oh shit. Is it the NPR link? Syria's government.
It's an AP link.
AP link. Aren't they all the same? Verifying you're human. I'm not a human, actually. I'm a bot. You verify me, I'm in. Oh, you fucked up. This is what Trump. This is what they want the U.S. to be. American government appears to have fallen and stunning end to 50 years of the Trump family. That's what the fuck they want American headlines to be. Okay.
I'll be us for 50 years.
Jesus Christ.
But it's been going on for a little while.
Yeah. Didn't
Assad family.
didn't
Yeah,
we-
everyone was like, "Damn, this has been." People were really like, "Oh, the Assad family was it going to fall? It's going to fall," and I guess it just happened.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
What does this change for the country? Who takes over next? Will this be another will
I
this be
believe the
another
rebel
Hamas
force
thing?
now.
Or?
It's I don't remember the day I threw it really goofy, but we've been reporting. But I know there is the rebel forces that are supposed to be taking over.
Now, how do they feel about foreigners? 'Cause are they anti-America? Because you could be anti-Assad and still be anti-America, you know?
Hey, don't forget that the CIA caused a lot of.
Oh my fucking!
East.
You just triggered me. You just triggered me. Okay, so my coworker, he always talks about how America is the reason why the world's so fucked up, and America are the ones that, and we don't topple governments full of bad people. We only topple governments because we want their oil. And I was like, nigga, is this 2008? Are you seriously talking about fucking oil? Okay. And also, I said, yes. Listen, every government in the world is tampering to some other government. Yes. That's how this works now. This is how the Cold War started. It's all the shit behind the scenes. It's all, yes, every country does this. No first world country superpower doesn't have their hands in shit. But my question always to him is, would you rather have it be Russia or China? That's always my question to him. And he never answers the fucking question. He just starts to pivot to something else. Because that's the world we're at.
Yeah.
The big superpowers. China, America, Russia. North Korea is a superpower in their own right because they got fucking nukes and shit, but they're like Israel. They're the smaller but still can blow shit up, but they're not really in huge power type shit. But it's the three of us, and now it's really just China and America because Russia's fucking off. They're doing stupid shit by invading countries. You're retarded. You're throwing yourself back hundreds of years for nothing. You gain nothing from this. But again, CIA and FBI, like they're all here. That's for the purpose of America. At the end of the day, like they're watching their own shit. If I am in your shit, you can't be in my shit. At the end of the day, this is the most. If I got it the most basic form, we're gonna be all in your shit. We're gonna see everything the fuck you're doing, so you can't see my shit. And of course, that means that Russia, who's like, fuck that, I want to see your shit, sends us Tulsi Gabbard. And Jill Stein. So it's you know it's a war we're all fighting. But yeah, of course, any 3-letter fucking government organization that's has espionage in their fucking what they do are going to be in other governments. They're going to be looking to topple smaller regimes that aren't going the way they want to go. Yeah, that's how the fuck it's always been. And it won't be the other way until places like Putin, people like Putin get out of fucking power. Because he's like the final major superpower guy that's acting like a third world fucking country. He's acting like some fucking, not to be racist or anything, but a lot of these Middle Eastern countries are fucking unhinged. All the smaller ones, they do wild shit. They just bomb other countries, but they're so small. They're like rebels and shit. And they're not really like a formed nation. They're just a bunch of fucking organizations that are working as a nation. But that's how Putin acts. Putin acts like one of these small, crazy rebel armies, and you're a part of a fucking superpower. Like you can't do that anymore, and you're fucking everything up. But if he didn't exist, the world would be there would be a different thing. Because look at what China's doing. Japanese, by the way, segues. China's being way more fucking capitalistic in the way they move. Pumping all that money in entertainment with Tencent and all that shit. China's like, nah, fuck that. Let's get into the modern era monetarily wise at least. Let's bring some money in this bitch. Russia's like, nah, let's go invade you fucking Ukraine again. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck are you doing? Like, it's insane. You got people fucking... How the fuck did you got people in Syria overthrowing families? Fucking Putin's still in power. You got niggas shooting at CEOs. Why the fuck is Putin still in power? You're a wasty fucking liar, dude, okay? What the fuck? Get this man out of here. Like, this is not the 1800s. Like, we're not in the fucking 50s, 60s, 40s. Like, dog, we don't need to be invading other countries. If you want a good relationship with Ukraine, you open up a trade deal. You start moving goods back and forth. You open up your borders between the two countries. You flow in back and forth. And you virtually have both countries working together. Why the fuck can't we do that? Why can't they be autonomous? That's the problem. He wants control. He wants to control everything. He wants to control.
It's Russia.
Yeah, like he wants the Soviet Union back. He wants the fucking. He wants the way it was before. But it's retarded. You think the head choppers are the good guys in Syria? Really? Do you know who they are? I don't know anyone in here that said head choppers are good guys in Syria.
No one said.
Yeah, I don't think anyone said anything. We were just surprised that the people have overthrown the government. Now I will say, I don't think any one family should run a country like they had there. But no, I don't think anyone said the head choppers were the good guys. However, if you are part of the ruling family, same thing with the CEO guy. If you're part of the ruling family and you've been fucking people over for 50 fucking years, people are gonna come after you. I'm not saying there's a good or bad. We're not children. We're not fucking on a playground with cops and robbers. In the world stage, good or bad are pointless. It's not black and white. There's so many fucking layers to pull back from everything. Now, I haven't dove deep into this, but I do know about the uprising. I do know that, again, this is the Middle East, dog. Like, motherfuckers, this has been happening forever. Countries have been toppling and going over forever. It's an unstable region. This has always been happening. However, but I won't say the rebels are the bad guys and the rebels are the good guys, or the government's bad guys, the government good guys. The good and bad are pointless in this because people are dying. Like, good and bad are meaningless. Like, we want the violence to stop, and they found a way to stop that shit, I guess. I don't know. But no one said anything about head choppers being good guys. I don't think that ever happened here. I don't think so. Jeremy, did that happen? You're the arbiter.
I think you may have been possibly referring to me, but I don't think that was the case here. I think we're just all like, oh, well, that's interesting. It finally happened.
Yeah. You see how fucking good faith, Jeremy? He's so good faith. I love this man. I know way more about this than you guys, which is fine, but you're woefully misinformed about the facts. Again, I don't think we actually said any fact at all. I don't think we gave any factual takes. We just said, oh shit, a government in the Middle East has been toppled. I don't think anyone said any facts there. Exactly. Oh, we do have low latency, so you might actually respond in real time, which is good. I don't know what you said exactly, though, because we didn't agree with anything you said. Yeah, I'm very confused by that conversation. I know way more, but yeah, man. Some people have the tism and dive into things and they make their life that thing. And I'm not in this part of the world, You simply told me what Putin really wants despite all his public statements. Wait a minute. Do we have a Putin supporter in the chat, guys?
Okay, we're not gonna. His public statements and his actions have been dramatically different.
Yeah, are we gonna act like public?
And that's something I can see, and I have seen, and I've seen the videos. And I have seen.
Come on.
One, anytime he makes a public statement, everyone in there is laughing.
Yeah, come on.
No, yeah.
Why
is he? Is it a stand-up routine? Anytime Putin's talking about anything publicly, which I know more about you than that because I've watched these Putin videos. He will say something and he'll start. Everyone's. I don't believe anything he says. Anything he says publicly is a joke, in my opinion.
2014 is why this is happening. No, that's actually wrong. That's actually wrong. Putin has publicly said he wants to bring back the Soviet Union. That's a public statement he's made. So if you are going to say that, no, it's way farther back than 2014. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Good luck, guys. Hey, good luck to you, man. Hey, I wish you you have an anime profile pic? I think you do. I don't know. Yeah, good luck to you. I don't know what you thought you were going to get me to agree on that shit. Fuck no. Putin is a fucking warmongering criminal. What are you talking about? Putin wants the Soviet Union to come back. Like he wants that. He wants to have control. He wants that great fucking nation, USSR. All that shit. He wants all that shit back. You're out of your fucking mind. No. You're out of your fucking mind. Yeah, no. You're unhinged. Absolutely unhinged. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. I didn't think those guys existed. That was such a weird thing to do, you know?
You're gonna say the 2014 is the direct cost. You ever said the coup is the direct cost? Well, come on.
I can't believe that. You really think that? That's crazy. That's crazy. What's that one place? The Donbass? Yeah, the Donbass. Didn't Russia take the Donbass?
Oh, you mean Eastern Ukraine? It's like Eastern, Northeastern Ukraine.
Yeah, the Eastern Ukraine. Yeah, it's occupied. But when did they?
That is 2014.
Yeah, when they took a part of Ukraine, when Russia invaded and took a part of Ukraine. What the fuck? Oh man, I don't know. That guy was on. He was on some copium. Were you Russian? Or you one of those Russian bots?
No, it's just.
What the fuck?
Putin just want Donbass. They just that's all. Putin does not want the entirety of Ukraine. He hasn't made all these public statements calling them Nazis.
What the fuck?
And how they took down the Nazis in Germany, and how there's Nazis in Ukraine. That's an objective fact of what he said. Let me look that up too, sir. You want me to say I don't know about that? All right, let me look it up.
Objectively, there is a uprising of extreme anti-Semitism across all of Eastern Europe. So it's not like just a Ukraine problem where that exists, but the government itself does not encourage that to happen.
Well, also, the government before Zelensky came in there was a corrupt government led by Russia, which was the whole point of why people went against it, because they were tired of being controlled by Russia. So they fought against it. They got their shit back, and Zelensky got into power, and here we are. Like this isn't like a debated topic. Like we all know this happened. Like Putin wants Ukraine. Putin took a piece of Ukraine. Ukraine got pissed off. They pushed back. Now we have the Ukraine-Russian war. Like there's nothing shocking or and any sort of defense of Putin is going to be laughed at. I don't. That's why he ran. Also, he ran. I need a he ran button. Fuck. I need like a fucking. Oh, you ran. I ran. So fuck. Cause he ran. James. He left the thing. He said, "Good luck, guys. Dipped out." Like. Also, why did he bring up fucking Syria and then talk about like this man's a schizo? You are. I speak Japanese, but you're schizophrenic, my friend. Holy shit!
I don't know if there's any links that I can say.
Well, the only links is there are the fucking their allies.
Links to Russia.
Russian allies in. This was the what are those called? The proxy wars. Yeah, with America and Russia, we were fucking using other countries as our proxies, and a lot of these countries are with Russia. That's why they all have like AKs and shit.
That's all we've been doing since 1940.
Yeah, it's a known thing, baby. Wars. Yes, sir.
So Mr. Earl, they left. Oh, 2014 is direct cost. No, what's it say? Oh, it's crazy. Putin has said. Let me read this. Real quick. Let's see. Putin has claimed that the military's action aimed at the denazification of Ukraine. He's calling the Russian foreign minister, called the Ukraine president a Nazi and a neo-Nazi. They're trying to remove the Nazis from Ukraine. That's also part of it. Is that part of 2014 as well? No, it's not.
Oh, they're fucking why do I keep forgetting these words? Propaganda campaigns. Yes. Russia known for their propaganda campaigns. That's what Russia does. Russia realized this years ago that you don't have to fucking fight people on the truth. You just make up your own fucking truth. And you just push it over and over and over and over again. And you keep saying it over and over and over again until people start repeating this shit. Which is what happened. Yeah, come on. Come on. We're not gonna play this game of rewriting history where fucking Hitler wasn't the bad guy and Putin is all about the peace and love. We're not doing that bullshit here, okay? He's a fucking warmonger. He wants the Soviet Union back. The quickest way to do that is through Ukraine, because that's the only fucking just the nearest country next to him that's not a NATO country. It's actually doing big shit in the world that he lost control of when they rebelled against him. Like, no. Fuck out of here.
Never forget that Putin was the head of the KGB before the Soviet Union collapsed. So.
Like, yeah, why are we playing these games? You know what KGB stands for in America? CIA, motherfucker. Okay, FBI. Like, there's just a 3-letter government. Okay, that's what they do. They all do the same fucking thing. The difference is the people behind it and involved in it, okay? I don't have America being the part of it, because even with fucking Trump in there, we're still free-ish. If you're not a woman, okay, and white, okay? fuck me, I don't know, we don't know. It could all go to shit. We could all collapse and die. We don't fucking know. Jesus Christ. Fucking Trump, man. Fuck me.
This guy just triggered the hell out of me. So I'm gonna put this in this chat. I'm fucking so mad.
Yeah, and then he dipped out.
I know the direct fucking cause. 2014 is not the direct cause.
No.
It's this narrative of saying they were Nazis and they're trying to fight against Nazism. So he went in there to try to attack them, and like that's also part of the cause. But okay, Mr.
Yeah. Also, if you know more than other people, why don't you just prove
why don't you share it?
Yeah. What? If listen, I am the king of nigga. If I know more than you about a topic, bitch, you will not hear the end of it. I will be posting that shit forever. I will just keep replying to myself. You left the convo, I'll just keep replying. Like fuck out of here. Yeah, don't. I mean, again, fuck. I think I need to promote in the title. Discord's open, baby. I need to fucking promote that shit. Like fucking Discord. Let me know. I'll send you a Discord invite link. Hop the fuck over.
Yeah. And
we can talk about this shit and bullshit. And again, I will let people talk. The first opening statement is the only time you'll get to ramble. You can yap around, okay? And when we get to back and forth, I will cut people off if they say shit that is factually incorrect. I think that's only fair. I expect the same thing done to me if I say something's factually incorrect. But your opening statement will be fully open. We will not cut you off. You can ramble for fucking not that long. Fuck you, but we'll let you speak some Japanese and shit, But yeah, like don't run from a convo. When you run from a convo, I think it kind of shows either a lack of knowledge and understanding or a lack of ability to defend your points. I think that's what it shows. You can't come into someone's shit and go, "Hey, I know more than you." Oh, you guys see something I disagree with? I'm out of here. It's like, well, what the fuck?
Yep.
Okay, fair enough. Based. I can't remember that guy from last time, but he was fucking funny as shit, man. That guy was unhinged. I love it though. Yeah, like come on, we speak Japanese right here, buddy. We will bounce back and forth. Okay, anything you want to talk about?
Yep.
And it's funny. I like having chat here because it's like, how do you feel about World War III? How do you think the Maidan coup affects the current situation? You think head choppers are the good guys in Syria? I was like, wait, what the fuck? How did we get there? What were? I want to know what they're listening to. I want to get in their head. What are you hearing? Because we didn't even say the word head chopper. That fucking phrase didn't even pop out of our mouth. We didn't say it, and then it went to, I know way more about this than you guys, which is fine. But you're woefully misinformed about the facts. When people say you're misinformed about facts, that statement never really made sense to me. Because
something in Shapiro rhetoric.
Yeah, because a fact, you can't be misinformed about a fact. If it's a fact, it's a fact. That means it's true by definition. So if you know the fact, you know the fact. When you say someone's misinformed about it, and then you don't back it up with anything past that, and he says exactly. It's like the train of thought is so unhinged. It's so you're misinformed, and I'm like, listen, no one said anything you said exactly. And 2014, James. I think we need to do a whole Ukraine-Russia thing now. I think we need to let you express yourself about that, because fuck me, I can't. And it's crazy. That was a person that exists in real life. I think. I hope so. That literally said 2014 is why this is happening. And when he said 2014 why this is happening, he didn't talk about how the Donbass region got invaded and annexed by an invading country because of their own internal struggles of getting rid of the corruption. Like, I don't understand it. So Russia's attacking Ukraine because it stole land from it? That's what you're saying? Like, because you said 2014 and there was a rebellion. Okay, so Russia's attacking Ukraine because they rebelled and brought back their constitution? Because that's what happened in 2014. After they fucking rebelled back, they brought back the Ukrainian constitution. That's why Russia's invading. Like, what you're saying makes no sense. Like, they're invading because good things happen to them and bad things happen to them from Russia. Russia took their land and they rebelled against corruption, so that's why Russia's invading. That's why I put, like, come on, dude, fuck out of here. That's why you left. When you start saying this shit out loud, it sounds fucking stupid. Doesn't make sense. You sound dumb. What are you talking about? That's crazy. Listen, guys, 2014. That's the reason. What the fuck? Oh, I can't remember what I was. Some comedian said a bomb ass line, but he was like, if something. One of these historical, like if Hitler and all this shit was around today in modern times, the right would defend him and he would be supportive because he's being attacked by so many people.
Oh yeah.
And it's fucking. And at first I was like, nah, and I was like, you're right, man, because it's happening. From J.D. Vance's own words, America's Hitler was being attacked by sources for doing bad shit, and he fucking got supported, which is crazy. I just joined, but if you guys support the arming and funding for the Ukraine war if you support the arming and funding for the war in Ukraine, I'll hop on stream and discuss with y'all because I disagree.
Oh,
Ooh, I think you were here before Open Book History. I'm pretty sure you were here before. Let me see, 140.
This might be an entirely separate thing where it can be coordinated.
Because I feel like I want to do a lot longer than just 20 minutes with someone because that's a hot take. It's a hot take.
It is complex. I understand that there are issues morally with how the Ukraine government aligns with a lot of what American quote unquote liberals or people that are on the left would align with. But I think inherent.
Yeah, I couldn't give a fuck about that. It's a country being invaded by another country who already had their land stolen.
Yeah, no,
it's kind of like a.
But
Yeah.
but I in my personal thoughts, I can agree that I probably don't agree with most of the things that they do, but I think they deserve the right to have their own land, especially when it's a country like Russia.
What do you mean by that? What's Ukraine doing? Post Zelensky.
I believe they're still pretty hardcore homophobic, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh.
A lot of social issues.
So is Trump, and he got voted in. You know, fuck me.
Again, it would have to be much more of a in-depth like.
Yeah, I'm interested in what they said. The arming and funding for the Ukraine war. I'm pretty sure it came out. Damn, I'm pretty sure this was just recently talked about what the actual funds going to Ukraine is all from like old military shit. And the actual amount that's going in there is actually way lower than people think. But let me get that link.
We are sending a bunch of old military equipment that's still far superior than the Russian equipment.
People's always want to talk about Ukraine territorial integrity, but they don't respect the integrity of Donbass or Crimea. Now your two statements are confusing me, because those were historically Ukraine territory that was taken from Ukraine by Russia. But you don't support the army and funding for the war in Ukraine. Maybe you don't support what it's about. That's an interesting thing. But what time is it? We've been here for 1:42. Oh, I think there's the same guy that came last time and that came towards the end. I need to get you in the Discord. Here, we'll start off like this. Let me get an invite link to the Discord.
I think you can update the description with that.
Yeah, give me one. I forgot when I go to that screen, all the audio cuts out. So, let me do it from my phone, except I won't fuck up anything. But let's get you in the Discord, so we can get you actually on time here with this. Yeah, cause hold on, wait a minute. I think we need to bring up something else that happened. Where the fuck is Eric? Shouldn't he be home by now?
Yeah, you're right.
That should be your Discord invite link there, Mr. Open Book History. I assume you're here.
Nice.
Yeah, he posted it.
Yeah, because those are. Isn't there like a? Because the last time I looked at the Discord invites, it said like they were like time gated. Isn't there like a way to make it?
Well, they have their invite, and we can organize better on the description there for the invite link to be there.
Yeah. Well, it's more just a time thing. It's more just like getting any sort of like these segments. Plus, we started hella late today. But getting
very true.
Getting these segments in and having like these longer conversations. But really, it's up to Samaji over here. How you feeling on time, buddy? I know you gotta eat and shit like that and be a human.
How long? It depends how long. I'm trying to do this. 30 minutes?
Oh man, I don't know. I feel like it depends. Do you want to?
You can push things if you need to.
Yeah, because you're in discs now. Or he is, you know.
He's waiting. That boy is waiting.
What do you want to do, Samaje? Want to drag him in, see what's up?
Yeah, have a conversation.
Okay. All right, let's have a call. Let's make sure your volume is correct. Let me hear. Let me see if I can. Boom.
Hello?
Hello, hello. Can you hear us?
Oh,
Yes, I can hear you. Hear me?
Beautiful. I can hear
Yeah.
you crispy and clean.
All right, let me turn my video on. What's up, guys? My name is Joe. It's a pleasure to meet you all. Let me turn my shit
Joe.
on.
There you go. Welcome, Joe.
You guys see me all right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a makeshift. I don't have my webcam set up right now, but yeah. You guys came up on my YouTube recommended feed for some reason last week, and I watched like the end of the last episode, and then I watched a little bit of your first episode ever, and I'm like, you know what? Let me see if I can catch these guys and hop on their stream. And I happened to catch you guys again just now, so
Nice.
I did want to talk with y'all because I know you're like open invite for anyone to discuss anything really.
Yeah.
What do you guys go by the way? I know your podcast, but what are your names? Just so I know.
Well, I'm James.
Okay.
Yeah, I go by Marty.
Yeah.
And then that's Jeremy.
Okay. All right. Cool. James, Marty, and Jeremy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I heard you guys talking about Ukraine a little bit, and then also, I think on the first episode ever, you guys opened with like Tulsi Gabbard is working for the Russians, and I sensed this sort of mainstream party line view on what's going on in Ukraine. And I think it's an immensely important situation. I think U.S.-Russian relations are probably one of the most important issues in the world because of the two biggest nuclear powers. And if you see sort of tactless escalations against one another, like what's happening right now, it's very dangerous. And it should send alarm bells off for more people at a greater degree than it is now. I feel like we're too relaxed about the fact that we're sending long-range ATACMS missiles deep into Russia, and there's no nuclear arms treaties between us and Russia. And I think we're led by insane psychopaths that are dragging us into this situation unlawfully and unmorally. And I want the war to stop. I want there to be a ceasefire. That probably means giving Putin the 4 oblasts in Ukraine that he wants, and making Ukraine as not a part of NATO. So that's my position. That's what I support. I don't support the continuation of this war. But where are you guys at? Are you guys on the same page with this?
Go ahead.
Well, my
James.
big thing is I feel like when it comes to Putin, his whole plan is to continue to expand. And the thing is, Ukraine and NATO they were never going to join NATO. I know that they've begged during the war to join NATO. Well, before the war to join NATO, like it's kind of like the ideal to line up with that. I don't think that them joining NATO is a good idea. I do want them to be independent. The scariest thing for me is conceding any type of land to Putin. Where would it end? Do you think he would be okay with like, okay, I got that area, I'm fine with that, we're good to go? Or would he go, if the United States give me this, I want to take this. Where do we draw the line? Because I understand that we do want to keep good relations with Russia. Obviously, we don't want them to go ahead and because they do have nuke, as you said, they do have nukes. They're really important. They're really the second biggest nuclear power because we are the biggest. It would lead to dramatic issues, probably destruction of the world if I guess if it ends up with Putin feeling threatened by the United States in a way. But I feel like we have to be firm, but also understand where things can lead to. But I also don't think.
Do you support the way it's going right now with us giving military aid and operational support to Ukraine?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think we should be careful. As you said, that the long-range missiles, after we launched them and Putin's putting them on the radar of lowering the threshold when it comes to nuclear any nuclear threats, I do think that's important to consider. But also, we should support Ukraine's independence. Maybe the long-term missiles could, I guess you can debate that, but I do think that in regards to us supporting them as an ally is important, but we also shouldn't cross that line where we're like, okay, we need to fund them fully. We need to make sure, oh, you need to attack Russia. We need to make like I do think there's a line, but at the same time, they shouldn't feel threatened and being bombed over and over and over and over and over again by Russia and having their cities just destroyed while we stand by and do nothing. I think as a superpower, we should tell them like, hey, this is to stop. This is a country that was independent. You can't spread your propaganda saying that they're led by Nazism and we want to destroy Nazism, so we're gonna go ahead and go into the country and destroy them. I do know that 2014 played a part, but at the same time, we shouldn't let Russia just push over Ukraine like that. I feel like there's be more talks.
Yeah, I kind of want to hear the back and forth, but I do want to really push the question of, because I do understand what you're saying regarding the nuclear powers. Like this could be the end of the world, basically. If because like I said before, if one goes off, we're all going off. Like there's no one's gonna let anything get blown up without a retaliation, and et cetera, et cetera. However, the question of where does it end? Because if he's already taken regions of Ukraine, he's already done this before. This is not like the first time we've been here, and he's come back again. If we say, hey, in order to not get blown up by nukes, we're gonna just give you what you want, take it, and then we're done. There's literally no reason why you shouldn't go, fuck it, let's take some more. Because every time we're going to come to the word of when do we stop him, they're going to have the argument, hey, we can't make this too tense. He has nukes, we have nukes. So where does it come into play where we go, hey guys, you have to stop trying to take land from autonomous nations. Again, this is different. It's not like these were like, this is like if America was just pushed into Mexico. We were like, we're tired of the cartels. The cartels are bringing drugs into our country. They're destroying our net. We need to fight back and go. So we're going to attack the cartels. We're not going to attack the Mexican government. And then we start taking Tijuana. And then we take Mexico City. And then they're like, oh, we should fight back. We're like, huh? Don't get too tense. We got nukes. What would stop us from just keep going until we take the whole South America? You know what I'm saying? Like there has to be a superpower barrier, and that barrier is other superpowers. There has to be superpowers that are the only people that can keep that push and pull going. So that line of where does it end? Like I do agree with you, launching long-range missiles into Russia is kind of unhinged. We don't need to do that. All we need to do is push them back to where Ukraine has full entirety of their nation as an autonomous nation, and just say, hey, let's stop the violence there. That can be the line. Don't try to take Ukraine. Like it's an easy thing to do. It's an easy line to set. Leave this autonomous nation alone. They won't join NATO. Keep them out of NATO. You know, so we'll keep that barrier that you want there. Because if you're afraid of NATO encroaching, leave them, but let them be autonomous. Don't take their land. Let them do their thing. You know, and work with both countries as they do. I think that's a better way to set it up than just like, here, Putin, take more land. Because I can't conceive a world where Putin goes, and that's enough. Putin has never been a that's enough guy. He's always been a, if I can get some more, I'll get some more. You see what happened in Georgia when he attacked there. Like, just unprovoked invasions, you know? And that's kind of what Putin has done. It's like, there has to be someone to say that. Usually it's the other superpower, you know? But go ahead.
Yeah, so I think there's definitely a lot to unpack here. My position is that the idea, and this is the main motivation for our support for the war. I'm an American. I believe you guys are too, right?
Yeah.
You guys are American, yeah. So that our support for the war is contingent on the fact that if we don't do it, if we don't stop Putin in Ukraine, he will keep going, and he'll keep going into Eastern Europe, into Poland and Romania and the Baltics. And I think this is the great lie that we sell to push this war. I think it's the Saddam has WMDs of today. And unlike Saddam of WMDs, we can't prove that he's not going to do that, because you can't really prove a potential negative, right? It's like, who says he's not going to invade China after this? He's probably not going to. But the idea that he's just this endless expansionist, I think, is wrong. If you look at the 2014 Maidan coup that you guys are talking about, a revolution, depending on how you look at it, the democratically elected leader of Ukraine was overthrown in a way that was pushed and encouraged by the West. We spent over $100 million with the National Endowment for Democracy pushing pro-Maidan movements and revolutions in the western parts of Ukraine. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with the infamous Victoria Nuland phone call She was assistant to the Secretary of State at the time, and she's on the phone with the U.S. ambassador to Ukraine during this Maidan coup, talking about what members of parliament she wants in and what she doesn't. And turns out the ones she wanted in were in, and the ones she didn't weren't. So I say this to say that if the shoe was on the other foot, we wouldn't tolerate it. If Russia funded a coup in Mexico to put in a anti-American guy, we would go to war over it. And this is exactly the kind of situation that we're presenting to the Russians. I don't condone Putin's invasion. I'm not a Russian propagandist. I'm an American, and I want what's best for America. And I see as American infrastructure is crumbling, people are still damaged from Hurricane Helene and poverty all over America, and we're giving hundreds of billions of dollars to a foreign corrupt country where most of it doesn't even go to the front line. It's not good for us, but it's also, I don't think it's good for the Ukrainians. I'm sensing from you guys like a mixed review of like, we don't want to go too far, but on the other hand, we have to do something to stop Putin. It puts the Ukrainians in a situation where they're being bled dry. And this is like the Confederate Army in the fall of 1864. They've got almost nothing left. And if this war continues the way it is, there will be no Ukraine. Russia will go into Odessa and take the Black Sea, and Ukraine will cease to exist as an independent nation because they cannot survive without that. So this is a situation we're being put in my opinion.
Yeah. So I'll gonna push back on some things.
Yeah.
I do understand and agree as a fellow American. This country has a lot of places and parts that are basically looks like third world nations in our own states. And I do agree that we should be helping these things. What I will say, I don't think anything that we've sent to Ukraine would have been used to help the U.S. A lot of the budgets and funds that are getting sent, a lot of that is in actual physical medium, not necessarily dollar amount that's getting sent there. There is a lot of misinformation around how much money we're actually sending, how much of it is actually money. But my biggest thing is the myth that Putin is just ever invading. In 2008, he literally invaded Georgia. It was an unprovoked invasion of a country.
Well, do you know what happened? Why that decision happened? Like, what led up to that?
I just want to point out the fact that it happened.
It wasn't unprovoked, and the Western media lied about it. There were two independent provinces of Georgia, South Ossetia and Abkhazia, and Georgia simultaneously attacked those two regions. And Russia gave them warnings not to, but the pro-Western backed guy, Mikhail Saakashvili, came in and reignited a war with those places.
Yeah.
Where they had wars in the 90s where the Georgians are trying to ethnically cleanse them.
Well,
they went into Abkhazia. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. No, but real quick,
area,
because
and it's not unprovoked.
The history that's been promoted is also full of propaganda. Because when you say that we're the Western pushing, this wasn't. The Georgians got out of the Soviet Union in '91. That's when Georgia stepped out of the Soviet Union. And then we're talking about a person, Putin, who said verbally, it is not like a myth. He said, just like if we're going to take him for his word, that he wants to bring back the Soviet Union. He wants to bring back what it was as the great power that it was. And the first thing you do is you go after the people that left. They left in '91. He wanted to come get them back. Whatever excuse or reason, like you did say, hold on, like you did say, we had our WMD meme. He has WMDs. We got to go invade. It's a very similar thing. Like the problem that I find with a lot of these conversations are whenever America does something, any reason that was promoted or the big reasons were all lies and fabricated, or for the most part were just, like I said, made up and fabricated. But when Putin did something, there was a justifiable notion that there was an actual something going on, when in what could be a very real reality, it was just an excuse to press the button to invade. And it's not like America, our WMD situation, that was unique. That was actually a pretty big fucking deal. Like, when, even the 9/11 thing, these were pretty big things that happened. America's soil hasn't been attacked like that. But for Russia, this is not the first time. It's not the first time Putin has invaded a pre-Soviet Union country. This is not the first time he's tried to take back land that was pre-Soviet Union. This is not the first time he's attacked nations. Now, I can agree fully. Every superpower nation are trying to find ways to divvy into another nation, to to overthrow leaders, to find a way to get themselves. Yes, this happens all over the world on every side of the political spectrum. But the problem is, there's no nation that we're trying to literally invade and take a piece of over and over again and say we're afraid that because of the Cuban Missile Crisis, that was Russia encroaching on the U.S. That was Russia putting things there on the U.S. border. We didn't go to war with Cuba. We didn't try to blow up Cuba. That started a whole conflict. There's a whole part of American history that's about how we went about that. When someone's encroaching on our nation, when someone's putting missiles near us, when someone's trying to scare us like that, how do we react? And that's how we show that when Putin has any sort of notion of anyone trying to move anything, it's full invasion, take your land, that's it. We'll justify it later. And the justification are always, well, there was some Western push to take something from me. When the place that they're saying is going to be taken from me has nothing to do with Russia. If Georgia has, like if someone has, Mexico has a civil war and the country divides, there's no reason for America to go in and attack just because there's an internal war there, even if it's backed by someone else. There needs to be more. And even if, I will grant you all the things you're saying, even if we're saying this, Ukraine itself still deserves to be autonomous. We can say it's a corrupt nation. America's corrupt. Russia's corrupt. China's corrupt. North Korea's corrupt. Everyone can be a corrupt. Like, these words mean nothing when it comes to, but are they autonomous? Are they able to function by themselves without another nation or country or government literally taking land? Not behind the scenes. Not like, subtly, this operative was on the phone and this was changed. Literally taking your land from you in a war over and over again. It's not the first time. This is not the second time they're trying to do it. Even if they're not going to expand to Poland, even if they're not going to expand to China, whatever random thing, they will have taken not only one country, but two. So the history shows that they have done it before, whatever justification necessary. They have went to another country and taken land. They've done it. Putin has done it. So it's not like some myth that's just made up out of nowhere. It's actually happened, and we've seen it happen. So what would be the stop for him not to do it again? Like, why would he not repeat? Why wouldn't he say, well, I've taken this part of Ukraine, but this part of Ukraine is now, because of taking that, aligned with the West. Now they're fully on for joining NATO. Oh, I can't have that. I must take this part. Like, what's stopping any sort of reason to do it? What's stopping him from even making up reason? Like James pointed out, the whole Nazi reason. That was something he actually pushed. He actually promoted that and pushed it and said this was a justification. We got to go fight the Nazis. It's made up bullshit. It's completely made up. But no one stops it. It's completely made up. Completely.
Can I interject here
I understand
too?
there was some Nazis or some battalion that were Ukraine's not a Nazi nation that Putin has said it is. I would say that much at least.
Well, I think, first of all, I'm not a spokesperson for Putin. I don't condone the invasion of Ukraine, and I think there were other things that he could have done. So I'm not coming from like a side where I'm pro-Russian. I think everything the Russians are doing are right. I'm coming from it at the side of a concerned American citizen. And I think that this is important of understanding the motivations of another country that is hostile to us is important. And this is where we have to learn a little bit about the history and be specific. Because what I find with people that talk this kind of rhetoric that you're saying about Putin and about Russia's expansion, it's always anything counter that, Russian propaganda or propaganda, as you say, and they can never argue with the content of what's being said. So Georgia is a great example where you're saying that was an unprovoked invasion of Georgia, an example of Putin's expansion. So that whole military operation, whatever you want to call it, was for 5 days in August. Putin beat the Georgians, could have continued into the capital city, but stopped. The reason why he went in was not because it was unprovoked, it was because there were independent provinces that were not recognized by the international governments of the US and the EU, but they were recognized by the Russians. They were, some of them speak Russian, they were ethnically Russian, or they speak Caucasus languages in places like Abkhazia, but South Ossetia, strong Russian ties, and they, at a time of insecurity, depended on Russia for their security from the Georgians, which tried to ethnically cleanse them in the 90s. And if you guys want info on that, I can give you that. So when you say it was unprovoked, Mikhail Saakashvili, the U.S.-backed leader of Georgia, went and invaded simultaneously these two provinces on the Russian border, and that's when Russia responded with a military response.
I'm
So
gonna
this is a perfect example of how there's a fundamental misunderstanding of the
yeah.
events at play, and this is in part because Western propaganda has us so anti-Russia in every way. We have to have that boogeyman to push our military-industrial complex, to push our regional hegemony around the world.
So I just kind of want to point out that you're I'm glad we're having a conversation, but you're doing the
Yeah.
same thing you just said people do to Russia. You just said the U.S. will do what it takes to push the military complex. So you're basically saying that what we're saying about Russia's doing that has done in the past. You're saying America's doing it strictly to produce a military complex.
Well, yeah, because we're not
but
doing anything. Russia's not doing
hold on.
anything comparable to the level that we are. We're doing coups in their like places bordering them. Russia's not doing
No,
anything
hold
like
on,
that.
hold on.
You talked about the
No,
Cuban Missile
that's
Crisis.
that's
We're doing
Hold
shit
on,
just like
let
that right
me
now.
interject here between
Yeah.
everybody. Let me interject between everybody. Okay, so
hold on. No.
Say-
Before you do that, because I have a very good point when it comes
Marty,
to.
I'm sorry.
Okay, Jeremy, I have the power. I will give me a second because this is a very huge point regarding the reasoning why Russia invaded over the false, I will say false, accuse them of committing genocide. That right there, the whole thing there. Even when I looked this up, because I've looked this before and I was like, I know this is a bunch of bullshit. But there's even come out, I posted a link in there, there has been links posting that Georgia has fought against this myth that they were committing. This is the same thing they said about Ukraine, that the bordering towns, they're between Russia and Ukraine, are all more ethnically Russian, and so Ukraine was going against them, and they actually wanted to be part of Russia. America has never done these things. When you said that Russia's not doing anything of this thing that America has done, America and Russia have both been a part of coups of nations. This all happened in the Middle East. This is about the proxy wars. Like, we saying that America is the reason why Ukraine fought against the corruption in the country, first of all, takes agency away from Ukraine. It's just saying they're just some people that are being pushed around and used in either which way. But Russia was controlling Ukraine. That's why the person after the rebellion happened, they fled. They were being already controlled. They were already being, the corruption was already there in the country. But again, I agree with you. I don't disagree. There's propaganda. All superpowers do this. I fully agree. America has done this. America's toppled governments. Fully agree with you. I'm not saying that they are not capable of doing that. But I also want to say that Russia does. Russia does as well. Russia is not. There's never at least for me, I can't personally ever justify an invasion of a country when they have not attacked that country. Like, Russia invades countries that are next border to them, and their excuses are, well, other countries are there too, and I'm scared they're going to take something from me. This has never happened, though. This has never happened. No country has encroached on Russia, took something from them, and moved forward. That's just what I would say. Everything Russia said has happened is actually has never happened.
They gave up 14 of the former Soviet republics. What are you talking about? Their entire empire.
The Soviet Union
collapsed.
The Soviet Union or
and
Russia?
The Soviet Union of old is dead, and
Yes,
it's dead because of the amount of territory that Gorbachev ceded at the time of the collapse of the Soviet Union.
And it collapsed
happened
because
it also happened because Gorbachev voluntarily said, "Yeah, this is collapsing. I'm going to give this land up."
Yeah, why was it collapsing?
When you talk about did they lose any land? They lost everything.
But Russia didn't lose the land. The Soviet Union did because of the world wars that were going on.
Russia was the Central Soviet Republic in that.
And so were there were many other countries surrounding it, right? They were all part of the Soviet Union. It's like when the Ottoman Empire collapsed. Yeah. Yes, the empire did collapse, but it's not the Russian. Yeah, go ahead.
The rule of law after 1991 was the rules-based international order that the U.S. put in, where none of the 14 former Soviet republics could have their territory infringed upon, but Russia had its territory infringed upon in every which state it could be in.
We see what happened in Germany after the Nazis, right?
So
after Hitler,
I know everything is. Well, see, every pro-war intervention is compared to Hitler. Putin's the next
No, no,
Hitler.
no, no, no.
Saddam's the
Please,
next
please, please, please,
Hitler,
please. Hold on.
Gaddafi's the next Hitler.
Hold on,
You know
please,
what I
please,
mean?
please.
It's
No, no,
like,
no, no.
I
Don't
don't
misunderstand.
think-
No, no, please, please, please. Don't
Yeah,
misunderstand what I
okay.
said. Don't misunderstand what I said. I'm not comparing Hitler to Putin. I'm saying post major world war, there are major concessions made by one of the people that lost the war. This has happened, yes. What happened to Germany, they got fucked. Same thing happened with Japan. Even though they got nuked, they still got fucked. With their armies, they got fucked. This happened to Russia. They got fucked. They were part of the Soviet Union. There was a big ass world war. You got fucked. This has happened. I don't think that's an excuse to then try to promote further invasions into the other countries that were previously once
Well,
yours.
I agree. I'm not saying invade the countries, but I do want to make a quick point because you
Mhm.
said that I called an ethnic cleansing against the people of the separatist republics of Abkhazia and South Ossetia were taking place,
Mhm.
and you said it was bullshit. Look into the 1992 to 93 Abkhaz War, where there was an edict put out by the Georgians to kill all the old so they wouldn't remember what it was like before, and to kill all the young so they can't bring up a new generation.
Yeah, I wasn't
They
talking
burned the
about that.
libraries in Abkhazia, and the Georgian president or prime minister at the time, I can't remember, but I can send you the clip, admitted that he invaded off false pretenses. So, you can't just say that one people's will to be their self-determination is to be respected, and then the other ones that are more aligned with Russia are not. I think
Yeah, I wasn't talking
all
about that one though.
self-determination should be respected.
Even Ukraine.
And so
agree.
I bring this up to talk about
Mhm.
the Putin being an expansionist thing. He could have taken the capital city of Georgia. He didn't. In 2014, he could have taken the Donbass,
He did.
but he didn't. And a lot of the Russian propaganda, a lot of the anti-Putin propaganda in Russia is about well, he should have taken it in 2014.
Well, he did.
They're mad at him for not being aggressive enough.
They're currently occupied
What
by
do you mean?
Russia. Donbass is currently occupied by Russia. The Donbass region.
Well,
it's currently
starting
occupied by Russia.
in 2022, starting with Russia's special military operation. There was an ongoing battle there, but
Wait a
there were
minute.
large parts
So-
of the Donbass that
so we
were
agree.
still under control.
They're being controlled by Russia right now. They took a piece of Ukraine and now they're occupying it.
I'm talking about 2014. We're not. I think you're conflating 2014 with 2022.
I think you're confusing the
So-
conversation I'm currently having. I don't.
Okay.
I'm talking about current day, modern, right now. The whole. Anytime we brought this up on stream, we were talking about right now what's going on. Talking about the fears of World War III, all those things possibly happening. I'm talking about currently today. Russia controls a piece of Ukraine. They are currently occupying Ukraine, and they are pushing to take more pieces of it. And my contention with that is, I don't think they should have. I don't think a concession should be here. Take more pieces. I also said I don't think Russia isn't an unlimited expansionist in the world, but I do think they have a history of going into other nations and grabbing pieces of them. And this is something Putin has said he wanted to do. He said this before. He said he wanted to bring back the Soviet Union. He said he wants that power back. And you're controlling. Why do they still have the Donbass region? They could say, hey, look, you stop blowing missiles up in us, we will release the Donbass region. Peace. You stop coming at us, we stop coming at you, and we give you back the land that we're occupying. Why can't we start? Why does the concession have to be from something given to Putin in the fear of nukes? Why can't Putin give to someone else and then everyone backs off? This can be an international thing. It could be. We can all come to the table. They won't join NATO. We won't be involved in their government. You give back the Donbass region. That's people give it on both sides. War's done. Why does it have to be you take more land?
Well, so Putin has never said that he wanted to restore the Soviet Union.
Okay.
If you look it up, he's said the opposite. He said that he does not seek to revive the Soviet Union, and it's a ridiculous idea considering the amount of land that the Soviet Union ruled over. That's nothing in Russia's scope or purview. So I was bringing up the fact that Putin didn't see
Putin
the
has
Donbass
told
in
his people.
2014 was because to dispel this idea that Putin is just this endless
We are going to
expansion.
recreate the
If
Soviet
he's an endless
Union.
expansionist,
He has told his
why didn't he
people that
actually
the
take any land in Georgia? Why didn't he capture any of the Donbass in 2014 when he had the chance? He could have avoided this whole debacle. Well, because he's more of a strategist. He's not an endless, reckless expansionist. He's not going to go into a NATO country. He's not that stupid to start World War III. What I said in regards to what the Russians do versus what Americans do is I said that we do things to Russia that if the shoe was on the other foot, we would not tolerate, right? If we started a military alliance, if Russia started a military alliance with Mexico, excuse me, we wouldn't tolerate it.
What do you
If
mean?
Russia,
Well, let's talk about that. Why wouldn't
yeah,
we? What would we
uh,
do?
we would go to war.
Why?
We would go to war over it. Why?
Yeah.
Well, it already happened. We already went to war over someone trying to make a military alliance with Mexico. It was in World War One, the Zimmerman telegram. Germany tried to make an alliance with Mexico, and we said no, we won't stand for that, because a military alliance with a foreign hostile entity that goes up to your border is a security threat, and to
So
not take that security threat
yeah.
seriously is a mistake. America would go to war over that if Russia did something like that.
So two things. I think when we discuss these things, there has to be a clear delineation regarding history and modern times. I think there has to be a hard line of saying like, well, this happened more than 50, 60, 70 years ago. So in turn, that same thing would happen today. Because I think that's not true in any way.
It's even more so it would happen today.
So I hardline disagree with that.
Okay.
Because of what's going on right now. There wouldn't be a war with Ukraine. Russia would have a war with America. Why isn't Russia declaring war on America in the same way you think America would declare war on Russia and not Ukraine? Because you said if they have a military, if let's say today, modern times, Russia said we have a military alliance with Mexico, that we would declare war on Russia. So why hasn't Russia declared war on America if there is this military alliance with Ukraine that it would happen in modern times?
Because after the fall of the Soviet Union, the US became the sole world superpower, and we had the hubris and ability to manipulate the world as we see fit. And we still suffer from that sense of American exceptionalism in our foreign policy, and the Russians don't. The Russians know a war with America would mean World War III, and I think most people know that too.
So that
we
kind
can't
of
survive a nuclear
well, doesn't
war,
that deflate
right?
your point then? Because your point was we're afraid of World War III because of nukes. But if Russia knows that war with America would require World War III, what are we afraid of? Why would America say, "Hey, stop lines here. You go to war with us. We're gonna start World War III"? If they know that, because they don't have, which again, you say you're not a Putin supporter, but the fact that you said that Russians don't have Russian superior, every major nation has the superiority complex. The only difference is we end up winning the war at the time. That does not change any of the superiority. China has a superiority complex. Japan has a superiority. North Korea has the only difference of these countries is that they weren't the people that end up winning the major war and had, like you said, the hubris to make the rules for those countries after losing and winning the war. But
well, do you think every country's hubris
real quick
level
before you ask that question, I want you to answer the question that I asked previously. If you just said that Russia knows if they go to war with America, they'll start World War III, why wouldn't America put their foot down right at the edge and say this war stops here? Because Russia would then stop because they don't want to go into World War III, right?
Well, a goal, and it's been stated by State Department officials since the beginning of this military operation in 2022, is to prolong the war. And there's a few benefits to that.
Hold on, before you go on the benefits, that didn't answer the question. Why wouldn't Russia? Why? Because my question was, you said that Russia knows that if they go to war with America, World War III will start. So my question is, why, when America starts launching missiles, they're saying, "Hey, we're putting our foot down." Why wouldn't Russia then stop immediately? We don't have a fear of World War III because if Russia knows World War III is going to start if they go to war, when America steps in, that's the end of it. Why wouldn't Russia stop right there? Like right now, after America launched those long-range missiles, why hasn't Russia said, "We're done"? Now that America's getting involved missile-wise, we know we can't go to war with America. World War III will start. Let's stop. Why haven't they done that?
Before you reply,
well, there's a strengthened position by Russia right now since the beginning of the military operation. Russia is winning the war in Ukraine. I don't know if you're aware of this. There's territory being ceded by Ukraine every day. The Ukrainians are suffering from all sorts of recruitment issues. They're, conscripting men off the streets, literally slavery, forcing them to go to war that they don't want to.
Can you send me a link? Can you send me a link of that? Because all this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a ton of it. Yeah. A ton of.
Yeah.
So
Did you have to go, James?
sent you an issue about
I have to go.
Ukrainians.
You have to go.
conscription.
1 second,
You
James.
guys,
Yeah, go
yeah,
ahead.
you guys continue the conversation. This is definitely interesting. I'll definitely come back to you guys, but yeah, my fiance is very, very.
Well, this is a Two Black Dad podcast, James. If one of the black dads leave the podcast, we need to start
it could
over.
be. I
Okay.
can come back at any time. This conversation is really interesting. I want you guys to keep going.
Yeah, go ahead. You're good. I'm fine.
But yeah, I got you guys.
Yeah,
I
go ahead.
appreciate you coming on, and I appreciate.
Have a
you
good
guys.
one, man. Good talking to you.
Absolutely, you can come back on next time. I'll definitely have more time.
Yeah, we'll
You
see
got
because we do have it is midnight 34 where I'm at right now. So we you did come in at the end. Just what part of the nation, like what region are you in? Just
I'm in New York, so it's 1:30
you're on
by
the East
me.
Coast? Okay, so you're closer to my time. James is in he's on the West Coast. Are you free on weekend days or weekdays? We usually do the podcast on Saturdays. We have done it on Fridays, possibly on Sundays. Are there any like other days that are like closer to normal human hours to come in with us?
Yeah, I'm I mean, I have a few nights where I'm busy and stuff, but generally at nights I'm free. So yeah, if you want, I'm a part of this Discord now, so I
Yes,
think you
yes.
can message me on here. What time do you guys normally go live?
We're on BPT, okay? You know
Yeah.
what BPT is?
Black people time?
Yes, sir. So usually
Yeah.
it's like 7-ish my time,
Oh.
so 8-ish your time. I think is pretty sure because I'm in Central. But today was uniquely late because of previous things that James had to do. So
Yeah.
we usually don't
I
start.
think there's probably a lot to discuss
Yes,
if you guys are open
yes,
to it.
yes.
I am.
We're down.
I'm voted for Trump this election cycle. I don't necessarily like him, but I think he's the better of the options.
Mm,
And
okay.
so there's probably a lot to discuss and disagree about that might be interesting. But
Yeah.
I really, what's a good place to send links, by the way?
Right in that.
I'm not gonna.
No, you can listen.
I'm not gonna bombard you.
No,
but I
listen,
will.
you
Just
can-
a few key points here.
Inside the general chat in the Discord, you can fucking spam that shit. Okay, we may even get heated, but I love talking about things that we may even disagree on because people don't fucking do that anymore. People don't have these disagreements in the sense of able to fucking squabble it out. So if you want to spam links, we'll go over all of them. We have the links we can show on screen and we can fucking review it. Again, we're not like fucking afraid or don't want to talk to you even though you voted for Trump. That's interesting. I want to see what your mind is about regarding how that works because I'm complete opposite. You know what I'm saying? So it would be a great fucking combo, but I think it would be better with more time. That would be way better with more time to talk about it because again, these are fucking complex issues that are not just black and white and easy to one side or the other side. There are ins and outs of these things. But in that main open chat, I think is what's called in there, but I might make another one for links specifically just to have an area for just to dump links and then we can discuss it in like different text channels.
Yeah, I'll send you one article or two about the conscription issues in Ukraine. And I don't know if you follow any live Ukrainian mapping, but yeah, it's clear that Russia is in a more advantaged situation than they were in the first place, and things are only trending in that direction. And it makes sense because Russia is much bigger than Ukraine, and it's bound to go this way
It's taken
over
a while.
time. And
To be fair,
that's why I
to
think
be fair,
this war is such a tragedy because we're doing this to supposedly help the territorial integrity of Ukraine, but we're destroying Ukraine as a nation, as a people in the process. There even a poll came out, I'll link this too, where the majority of Ukrainians are now against the war. So we're waging this war in defense of democracy after Zelensky banned all opposition parties, stays in power, doesn't hold elections, and is continuing with a war that the majority of Ukrainians don't support. So I just think it's another tragedy for Ukrainians and not a policy that benefits America.
Yeah,
But
I will say
that's my position on that.
yeah, I will say calling it a war is interesting because it started off as an invasion. I do feel like people forget that. They forget this was an invasion. They can call it a war that's been happening for a while. There's a Ukraine-Russian war. However, this conflict here has been an invasion. This has been something where someone is attacking another nation. I do think that's an important part. Now, whether it's justified attack, whether it's justified to annex, or all that's justified, it is that is what it is. It is an invasion to another nation. But I do agree with your points on it. It will just end with Ukraine not existing either way. If it continues in what it's doing now, if this continues in the road it's going, it won't exist. I fully agree with that. It does need to end. Fully agree with that as well. So I'm glad we're on the same page.
You're more aligned with the Republican non-interventionist stance on this than the Democrats.
Not for the same reason. It's like RFK says that fast food is killing us. I do agree fast food is killing us. Don't agree with the anti-vaccination thing. You know, like I can have the interwoven things where, like, of course I do agree we shouldn't be promoting wars between other countries at all. That's war itself should be a thing of the past. Like, we're too modern of a world to still have to deal with wars as a whole. I fully agree with that, and I do agree that we do promote wars in other places for the benefit of our nation. I do also agree most superpowers do that shit. They want what's best for their nation, and if it has to be a smaller nation going poof, then let that motherfucker go poof. You know.
Yeah.
And I do agree that's a bad thing. That shit should stop. Like 100%.
And that's why, my take of it is Trump is no dove on foreign policy, far from it, but that his positions and his policies are at least closer to not getting involved in endless wars
Unless
than
it's
the
Israel.
Biden administration.
Unless it's Israel.
Right. Well, the Israel
Trump
thing's
said,
kind of a wash, isn't it?
Trump said, "I will fully support whatever you want to do, buddy. If you want to blow up all them motherfuckers, blow them up. We're going in." So it's interesting. He supports who he supports, but if another person does the same thing and he doesn't support, it's bad. So I don't think he's like a
Anti-war
interventional
candidate. No,
intervention.
yes.
Yeah, no, I think it's just who he supports. He'll say, "Fuck it, blow him up," which is still a bad thing. I don't think we should be blowing people the fuck up. That's just it's gonna take a person that is as milquetoast as it sounds. It's gonna take someone that's willing to look at both perspectives and say, "Hey, you're both fucking up. You both need to fucking stop. This is not a modern times thing. We should not be fucking throwing in bombs and killing civilians." But I don't think Trump is like, if you're Israel and I like you, blow up the motherfuckers. If you're Russia and I like you, Ukraine needs to stop. It's just like he's just picking a different side than someone on the left would pick. I don't think there's that big of a difference. It's just he supports wars in places where he likes it, and he doesn't support it in places he doesn't, just like everyone else.
Yeah, well, he's given mixed signals on the war in Ukraine.
True.
But at least there's some anti-current toe-the-party line messaging that exists. But with Israel, I agree with you. That seems more of a wash to me. The Biden administration has been pretty terrible on this situation as it exists now, from my point of view. And the Trump administration would probably be slightly worse, if not just as equally bad. So I'm in agreement there, but I do think the Ukraine conflict is a major struggle that's been going in the wrong direction, and the Trump administration at least offers us more hope for a policy change, and we'll have to see how it plays out, of course.
Yeah, I have a question. Do you think with how the CIA operates and their international fun time, the current head, isn't this a Trump guy, a Trump person from his administration that's currently in there? Because I'm pretty sure when Trump came in, Trump appointed him or her. I think it's him. I think the FBI was a her. I think the CIA is a him.
Yeah, William Burns.
Yeah, it's interesting because with the Trump thing, and we'll end soon because I got to go tend to family stuff too, but I love this. But it's interesting because I think a lot of the supporters kind of forget the first term, kind of forget like how shit everything got real fast. And then I think they kind of give him too much credit for what was Obama's policies that kind of brought us back from what Bush put us through. And so I think Trump gets the benefit of what Obama did with our economy from the crash we had under Bush, but also doesn't get the flack from the fumbling of COVID and all the BLM shit and this how crazy violent everything got. I think Biden somehow inherited the negative parts of COVID, but Trump kind of skeeted past all of the bad things, even with the Iranian nuclear deal. He kind of pulled us out of that one, pulling us out of the, I think it was a French Accord regarding, I the
The
ecosystem
Paris
or something.
Accords.
Yeah, the Paris Accord. Like I feel
Yeah.
like there's a lot of things that he did that were like kind of like unhinged in a way that didn't really make any sense for the benefit of us. But then he kind of didn't get any flack for anything. Kind of the recent thing with Hunter Biden getting pardoned. Trump pardoned 144 people, and it was just silence. A lot of those people were convicted of fraud, tax fraud, Wall Street. There were a lot of people on Wall Street that were taken of fraud that he just pardoned those. It's just like a kind of lot of things that my part about Trump when it comes to American politics, the American people as a whole, because I'm from Iowa, once purple, been red for a while now. It's interesting seeing the kind of like changes in American politics that have been tickled by Russia. They have dabbled their teat inside our political system, regarding Twitter and whatnot. But these things, I would fucking love to pick your brain on at another time
Yeah.
because
All right,
me,
so are you
know.
more of like a populist left, like Bernie Sanders kind of person, or are you more of like a moderate Democrat, like Biden Democrat? Like,
I
would you say?
I don't think I'm either one. I know politically the left usually is promoting more of a kind of progressive look on social aspects, which is kind of like my main thing being who I am and what I am as a black man in America. There's just a lot of weird things that go on, but at the same time, I did grow up in Fort Dodge, Iowa, and then I grew up in Compton, California. So I have like a really crazy kind of view
Okay, yeah.
on like both sides of the aisle in a way. But I would say as like politically, I just lean more Democratic. There's just a lot of just social issues. I'm really a social guy, I would say, because any other thing than social, it kind of ends up all coming back to it. Like all our issues with political shit will end up coming back to socially, how were you raised in your upbringing, and then socially, who are you around at the time, and then socially, how was the climate at the time? What kind of curve how you view certain political events in history? Like how certain people view 9/11 nowadays compared to if you were currently, during 9/11. Those are dramatically different views on it. Even though factually, planes went into a building, they blew up, a lot of people died. I think what you pull from that can kind of pull back to your social upbringing. So socially, I'm a little more Democratic, but I will say the Republicans I know were, funnily enough, more accepting of other things in a way, which is weird how that lines out individually, but as a group, there's a big push against, like, there's a lot of homophobia, but there's a lot of homophobia in, like, black cultures, Hispanic cultures, immigrant cultures. There's a lot of homophobia there as well. So, like I said, I'm leaning Democratic politically, but when it comes to, like, American stuff, I'm American at the end of the day. Like, I like that you said, at the end of the day, I believe in America, and I want to, for America, I'm the same fucking way. Like, at the end of the day, America does good, me happy. Like, that's, caveman brain, that's how I am. But when it gets into, like, the individual shit, it's way more complex than just, like, red or blue, left or right thing, at least in my mind.
Yeah, I think it's useful to help find out where people are when you're just meeting them, but issues are really wide ranging, and it always kind of annoyed me how people just align with all issues on one side of whatever aisle they're on. So if they're left, they're going to have a similar position on abortion and gun control and welfare and all that. And if they're right, they're going to have a similar set of positions. And I think I'm like you in the sense that I'm a little bit all over the spectrum. I've spent years in progressive environmental activism in my early 20s. I'm 30 now.
Nice.
I think COVID kind of radicalized me in the other direction, where I kind of lost trust in our institutions and ability to, guide us safely through pandemics and things of that sort. And I think everything that we've tried during COVID was a complete failure. I wouldn't put that on Trump or Biden. I would put that on both of them.
Really?
From the lockdowns to the mandates to the mask mandates, the jab mandates, all of that. I think they were all
that was
terrible
majority under Trump,
disasters.
Though. Yeah, that was majority under Trump. He did the vaccine mandate at the end of it when they all got done. He tried to force it on people. Trump was the reason we didn't have masks in the beginning, or we had to go into lockdowns because he didn't properly address what COVID was in the beginning. He said it didn't even exist for a couple months. He said it wasn't even a real thing. It wasn't that bad. And at the time, it was eaten across the nation. Trump fumbled that really, really hard in the beginning.
Well, see, I would criticize him from the other direction. I would say that he went along with a lot of the lockdowns and mass mandates and the massive omnibus spending bills. I think those were all disasters that did more harm to the American people than good, and you're
True,
seeing it now. So
true,
I
but
don't think.
he could have
I mean,
stopped it. You
it's an
know,
overwhelming yes,
he
and it's
could
an
have been the
overwhelming
reason we didn't get it.
consensus.
Yeah.
Most people agree now, even the mainstream, media or legacy media agrees that the mass mandates, they didn't work. The lockdowns, they didn't work. They only made people more depressed, more overdoses. They didn't really contribute to a substantial stopping of the spread in a way that would have benefited us. So,
Well, I disagree
I,
with that one. When it
yeah,
comes to the lockdowns, because the lockdowns did affect the spread, but that was after it was already fucking out there. This was post, like, they still had spring break. I remember that because, to be clear, during COVID, I worked in a hospital. I was a security supervisor for the entire hospital through the whole COVID shit. I was there on the other side of the actual behind the scenes, behind the hospital doors. So I got to see on the ground kind of how it changed in the policies and how we kind of had knew some things beforehand. But I think the results of all the bad shit, the lockdowns, the mass launch, it could have all been avoided if there was a way more hardcore response initially and then kind of let go towards the end. But we did it backwards where we were kind of loose and then we clamped down. But by the time we clamped down, shit was fucked. We were all fucked. It was a lot of bad shit. Even though I was still working in the hospital doing that whole shit. We can have a whole conversation about that because, man, buddy, COVID was fucking crazy in the hospital.
yeah,
That shit was wild. And I was in Vegas. It was wild fucking times.
yeah.
But yeah, I will agree that even the response afterwards wasn't the best response. It's just hard to attack what happened after we finally responded to without saying, well, what the fuck were we doing the whole time it was happening before we responded? Like that's where my mind goes to, like, well, because prevention is what's the important thing, and if we didn't try to prevent anything and then we responded after it spread, it's all gonna be fucked. And he had the chance to, and that was whole first time he was just like, it's all good, guys, nothing's going on, you're all fine. What are you guys talking about? This isn't real, and there's full news clips of it, full interviews. You're like, hey, what about COVID? You're like, COVID's, you guys are just like, what, 2-3 cases? You guys are chilling. We're all fine. And then we finally realized, no, the fuck we're not. That was some spooky shit, and then a lot of people got fucked up from that. But it is interesting to see how the bag got fumbled real hard with that. But please, fuck me. I like talking to you. I have to go. But fuck me. This is
You
fun,
know what?
man.
Let's do maybe next time if you guys want to do an episode with me at the beginning of the stream.
Yes.
We could pick a topic beforehand.
Yeah.
We can debate Trump Kamala. We could debate COVID, the Ukraine war, whatever you want, and I'll come on and defend my position, and we can go that way.
Yeah, because I do speak Japanese. We do find a topic and just say, well, something popped in my head. Let's go talk about this. So I'm down to the rambles, but I do agree with having at least one kind of central point. Because I mean, funny enough, Russia and all that shit kind of connects in there during COVID that whole time. Like, it all kind of was all intertwined with the propagandas and things like that. So it's gonna end up being about it all. But I do think it's an important thing to talk about. I think the first term we had of Trump at the first time, kind of the results of that and what happened during that and how that instills any sort of faith in him on the second time, and talk about the Supreme Court rulings, and man, oh man, America is having a blast.
Yeah, whatever you want to talk about.
Hell
I'll
yeah.
hop on.
All right, buddy. It was great
Good
talking to you,
man.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
Good luck.
Have a blast, and we'll be in here next time.
Yeah. What was your name again?
You can call me Marty.
Marty. All right, man.
Yep.
I'm Joe. Peace
Yes,
out.
sir. See you, Joe.
Yep. Later.
Well, guys, that was fun. Somebody play my favorite song. Oh, love you guys. We're gonna have fun next week.